On a week where we salute the dedication of our vets, the Pitt Panthers are dedicated to getting Dave Wannstedt his first Big East title. They try to stay on track today against Syracuse. Welcome to the Steel City and ESPNU's coverage of college football. The calendar has turned to November, and we're in the stretch run now. Today, the number 13 Pitt Panthers try to keep their Big East title hopes alive as they face the rebuilding Syracuse Orange. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Alongside my partner, former two-time Super Bowl winner Dave Diaz-Infante, I'm Clay Matvick. The last time the Pitt Panthers were this good, Dan Marino was running the show. They are 7-1. And one of the main reasons that the Panthers are so good, the running game. And that's Dion Lewis.
You're right, Dion Lewis, an outstanding freshman running back for Pittsburgh. And what stands out about him, to me, is that he's mentally tough and physically strong. Runs with great balance, he's got all the skills, but the guy doesn't miss practice, hasn't missed a snap. And so for a young guy to have that maturity in terms of how tough the game can really be, he really sticks out in my mind in that sense. You'll see him fourth in the country in rushing, 128 yards per game. Plus, he's been outstanding in his production for just a freshman. But the real beneficiary of that running game has been the development and progression of Bill Stahl. There's two things he does. He's been tremendously consistent week 1 through week 8. He makes clear, decisive decisions, and he really understands where he's going with the football. He's trusting what he sees, and he's letting it rip, and that's the key to any great quarterback play.
Quite a different story for the Syracuse Orange. First-year head coach Doug Marrone is in rebuilding mode. He is going to be without 6 of his regulars today. The most notable is senior receiver Mike Williams. Their best offensive player quit the team this week.
Well, the big question for Syracuse, how do you make up for that production? Mike Williams, one of the best receivers in the Big East, if not the country, is no longer a part of your offense. So the real challenge and onus falls on their defense. They have not allowed a 100-yard rusher this season. Again, allowing teams only 88 yards a game rushing. They're physical, they play downhill, and they're disciplined. A real key to victory here against Pitt.
It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Pittsburgh. A lot of sunshine. Temps in the mid to upper 60s. And Syracuse will start with the football. The Orange won the toss. And Luke Briggs has it teed up. Syracuse playing on the road for the first time in almost 2 months. And Pitt coming off a bye week. And we're underway at Heinz Field. From the end zone, Mike Jones starts his return. And he's going to be stopped short of the 20. Jonathan Baldwin in on the special teams tackle, a return of 18 yards. So Greg Paulus, the quarterback for the Syracuse Orange, he's had some difficulty as of late. The former Duke basketball star, now a grad student quarterback for his hometown, Syracuse Orange.
Sure, he's had a few struggles, and that's just game experience. You only get that one way. That's by playing the game. But you look at his numbers, and he's been outstanding in what he's accomplished so far.
First play from scrimmage for the Orange. It's a play fake. Paulus throws it out quickly, and it's complete to the tight end, Cody Catalina. Good pickup on first down. We'll call it 9 as we look at the impact players for the Orange.
And you saw first out of the gates, it's a play fake to DeLon Carter. He's a guy that's going to have to carry the burden running the football, key to what they do offensively at Syracuse. Defensively, Darrell Smith and Arthur Jones are in charge of slowing down that Pitt offense, and it starts with the running game and Dion Lewis.
Greg Paulus completing over 65% of his passes, out to a good start. Second down and 1. And we'll see DeLon Carter for the first time. Big seam and nobody to stop him. Finally, somebody catches up as he gets inside the 15-yard line. It's Aaron Berry. A run of 58 yards for Carter on his first carry today.
And this is a lot of what Syracuse do. It looks familiar. It looks a lot like the New Orleans Saints, faking the end around. DeLon Carter going right off that left side. They gash the line of scrimmage, and there he is, open field up the left sideline.
Longest run of the year for DeLon Carter. Averaging about 73 yards per game, gets 58 on that run. First down and 10 from the 15. And it's Carter again. He's going to be stopped after a gain of 3. Max Gruber making the tackle as we take a look at the Syracuse starters running across the top of your screen.
And one thing about DeLon Carter is he's going to run downhill behind his pads and yards after contact. He is very physical in his passion running the football.
He had 50 yards on 19 carries last week against Cincinnati. There you see Syracuse inside the 20 this year. Another play fake. Paulus rolling out to the right, throws it to the end zone, nobody home. And the intended receiver, Marcus Sales, he'll probably have more responsibility today with Williams out. And the Pitt defense now rolling across the top of your TV set. Now, inside the red zone, where Syracuse is right now, the Orange have had some difficulty turning the football over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And when you look at them, it's about scoring touchdowns. You can't settle for field goals. And part of this is having a clear package of what you want to do once you get inside, not only red zone, but the green zone.
Ryan Nassib, the other quarterback, checks in. He'll be playing a lot today as well. And he throws on this play. LeVar Liddell is stopped. Adam Gunn, the middle linebacker, hits him. After a gain of 1, Gunn having a stellar senior season for Pitt. After nearly suffering a career-ending injury last year, Nassib comes back out. And now it'll be a field goal attempt for the Orange as they get into the end zone after that big run from Carter, but they may have to settle for 3.
Yeah, weren't able quite to capitalize in terms of scoring touchdowns. That'll be key for them this afternoon.
Ryan Lichtenstein will attempt a 29-yard field goal. And it is good. 10th field goal of the year for Lichtenstein, and the Orange break out on top 3-0. Well, here's what's coming up. We're going to be saluting our vets today, and of course all week on the family of networks. Veterans Day, of course, is on Wednesday. The Pitt defensive line is trying to set a world record for the biggest ball of athletic tape. We'll give you a status report. And Syracuse basketball coach Jim Boeheim is 1 win shy of the magical 800 mark.
What a legend.
Yes, he
in
is.
College hoops.
So good start for Syracuse. That opening drive, 6 plays, 71 yards, 239, but they would have rather had 7.
Sure, but no better start, especially on the road. Young team trying to find ways to win. You got to find a way to do something in your first drive. Take the crowd out of the game and put points on the board, and that they did accomplish.
You know, Dave Wanstead was adamant this week about not overlooking the Syracuse Orange. I mean, this is the 65th all-time meeting. Dave Wanstead, of course, played here at Pitt. He knows how tough the battles with the Orange have been over the years. And even though Pitt has won 6 of the last 7, he said we cannot take this team lightly. Rob Long's kick is going to head out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Cameron Sadler was over there. See any penalty flags down. And he fields it at the 5-yard line. Kind of a mistake there for Sadler. He should have let that go out of bounds.
You're exactly right. He should have let that ball go out of bounds. Then they get the ball on the 40-yard line again. And we'll see as he's heading towards the sideline. He is inbounds, receiving the football, and then goes out of bounds. That ball would have clearly went out of bounds and improved the field position for Pitt. And that's a redshirt freshman, and those are the things that young players have to learn.
First play now for the Panthers as they're looking at a long field on their opening series. Number 13 team in the country, and it's Henry Hynoski, the fullback, getting the first carry of the day, and he is a tough one to bring down. He gets 6.
Yeah, Hynoski's, he is a baby rhino back there in the backfield. And he's a guy they're trying to get more touches to. They feel like between him and Dickerson are two players that's hard for them to take out of the game. They give them so many options and some flexibility within the scope of their offense.
Again, Pitt coming off the bye 2 weeks ago. Blew out South Florida. They're hoping they can keep the momentum going. 2nd down and 5. Bill Stoll pulls away from center. He'll hand off to Dion Lewis. This is his first carry of the day. The nation's 4th leading rusher, brought down by the defensive end Chandler Jones, a gain of 2. Now Bill Stoll, the quarterback for the Panthers, quite a story. He has really turned it around from last year. If there was an award for comeback player of the year, this guy might be the best candidate.
And certainly the most improved player of the year coming from last year. And I think it's really been a direct reflection on the addition of Frank Cignetti, offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh. He's come in and really helped Bill Stoll take his game to the next level.
Look at that 3rd down conversion number, 48%. That's 13th in the country. Stoll out of the gun, looking to convert here, and they do. It's a 1st down. Hynoski, a nice move as he gets into the secondary. Mike Holmes, the free safety, finally brings him down, but it's a gain of 16.
And you'll see them use Hynoski in a lot of different ways. As a lead blocker, he's 260 pounds. As a receiver, and you'll see he's got a natural ability to catch the football with his hands, makes it look easy, and he's a threat to run the football after he catches it as well.
He's built like you. I mean, he's a lineman, really.
He's like an offensive guard in the backfield, but much more athletic. Let's not get that confused.
Hynoski, a sophomore out of Elysburg, Pennsylvania. Will end around, and this is Cedric McGee. He's to midfield and into Orange territory. A run of 25 for McGee, the senior captain and the nephew of Michael Irvin.
And you'll see, here's Frank Cignetti on 1st down again. End around to his big receiver, McGee. Again, tall, athletic receivers for Pittsburgh. They're going to use him a variety of ways. You'll see a lot of misdirection. Well thought out offensive plan early on this first drive for Pitt.
Michael Irvin would have been proud of that one.
Yeah, that's right. His uncle.
There you see the starting lineup for Pitt at the top of your screen. 1st down and 10. Pitt into Orange territory for the first time today, and here's Dion Lewis. Pulled out at the 11 by Holmes. That is a run of 28, and this offense is shredding that Syracuse defense right now.
Yeah, lots of formation. They got trips out to the right. They run the read zone back to the weak side. And then here's the maturation process of Dion Lewis. You see the patience to the hole, speed around the perimeter. They get the edge of the defense, and he makes a quick decision and cut around that left side.
You know, we were talking about the team not wanting a bye because they were hitting on all cylinders. Well, it looks like they picked up where they left off. 1st down and 10 now at the 11. Stoll. Lewis again. Down at the 1. Damone Merkerson kept Lewis out of the end zone. You know, it's amazing. Dave Wanstead considered rotating 3 backs at the beginning of the season. What a job Lewis has done.
Yeah, well, what a great job. Look at the hole he has to run through. He makes the first guy miss. That was Arthur Jones that breaks through the line of scrimmage first, beating the center for Pitt, Rob Hauser. But again, Dion Lewis' ability to make the first guy miss was the difference in that play.
Now this time he's hit the backfield. Great job by Darrell Smith, the middle linebacker, shooting through. You talked about Smith. He is the leader of that Syracuse defense. 4th in the Big East in tackles, and made a big one there.
Yeah, and you saw him. It was, again, run through, penetration, early penetration in the backfield right now by the Syracuse defense. That time, Smith able to make the play.
Again, this is a good Syracuse defense against the run. There you see Pitt inside the 20, 89%. Stoll to the end zone and overshoots his intended target, Mike Cruz. Cruz, the tight end out of Johnstown, PA.
They had what they wanted, but it was pressure off the edge in the face of Bill Stoll that led to that incompletion. Doug Hogue coming off that edge. You're going to see him sprint right option. He defeats the block outside, and it was actually Max Sutter coming in off the edge and forcing that incompletion.
So now Dan Hutchins will attempt a 19-yard chip shot field goal. And we're tied at 3. Both teams with impressive opening drives, but both have to settle for 3.
You're right, and you got to like the way both offenses came out, implemented their offensive game plan, and found a way to put points on the board.
And that's how we start today in Pitt.
People choose 5-Hour Energy over 4 million times a week to help them through their busy lives. But the question is, what's in it? Everything in 5-Hour Energy is available in everyday food, like apples, avocados, broccoli, and bananas, or already in you. It does have as much caffeine as a cup of the leading premium coffee, but what 5-Hour Energy doesn't have is just as important. 0 sugar, 0 herbal stimulants, and only 4 calories. 5-Hour Energy was designed to help you feel the way you want to feel, bright and alert, not wired and jittery. You'll get hours of smooth energy without the crash or jitters. Still concerned? Try just half a bottle to start. In a few minutes, you'll be able to decide if you want more or not, or if 5-Hour Energy simply isn't for you. People choose 5-Hour Energy over 4 million times a week. It works for them. It might just work for you. Try it today.
Remember this place?
Of course. It's where we first met.
What about here?
Our first date. Our first kiss. I don't remember this place.
You will.
The Leo Diamond, the first diamond ever certified to be visibly brighter. That's just one more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
This is where I said yes.
Every kiss begins with K.
Sir, debris heading towards our comm satellite. Impact may cut off communications with ground forces.
Launch avoidance maneuver. "20 kilometers in closing."
Collision averted, sir. All objects are accounted for.
Good job.
Learn more at airforce.com.
Tied at 3 here in the first quarter in Pittsburgh. There's Doug Marrone, the first-year head coach of the Syracuse Orange, and he is finding out just how hard it is to change the culture of a program. He had to suspend 3 of his players this week, and one of his star players, Mike Williams, quit the team. But he's laid down the law.
Yeah, in the long run, they're going to benefit from it because everyone's got to buy in. And you turn on the tape, the one thing you'll see about Syracuse is they play hard. They have bought into what Doug Marrone is teaching and preaching. Now he's walking the walk and making sure people know there's consequences to your actions.
Marrone, a Syracuse alum, spent the last 3 seasons as the New Orleans Saints offensive coordinator.
And you'll see a lot of similarities and concepts that they use. Obviously, the New Orleans Saints, one of the most productive offenses in the National Football League last couple of years. And Doug Marrone's incorporated a lot of those things. So they're sound in their approach to the game.
This is going to go into the end zone and going to be a touchback. Averin Collier trying to return it. The Orange will start at the 20. Now, Greg Paulus has not been what you would call a fan favorite this year for the Syracuse Orange. At times he's been booed. And Doug Marrone got teary-eyed defending Paulus at his news conference this week. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it shows, one, the passion that Marrone has for his players and his understanding about how difficult it really is to play quarterback at Division I football, especially after playing hoops for the last 4 years. I mean, it's incredible he's been able to play at this level so far, and people got to trust that coach knows what he's doing, and he gives them the best chance to win right now.
Look at DeLon Carter. Another 25-yard carry. Giovanni Chappelle brought him down in the secondary. Boy, Carter's already had a day. Here's the quote from Marrone: "I've never seen an athlete at any level, including the NFL, work as hard mentally and physically as Greg." And he goes on to say how much he appreciates the effort from Greg Paulus. As we say that, Ryan Nassib, the other quarterback, comes in. And he's going to play a little bit more today. Marone said that as well during his press conference. Again, it's Carter. And he'll pick up a couple more.
And part of the luxury that Paulus has given them since he came to their program, one, is a great sense of leadership. A guy for Nassib to watch and to see how he practices, see how he prepares, see how he deals with the media. A very mature, intelligent player and great addition to their program. It also allows Nassib to develop in spot plays, spot situations during the game, and doing things that he feels comfortable doing within the offense.
This is a good Pitt run defense, too. And Nassib is going to be dropped for a loss of 2. Greg Romeus, who leads the team with 7 sacks, has an NFL future, makes a big play there.
And you'll see Nassib again, design quarterback, lead, draw, but look at the penetration by the defensive line of Pitt. And this is clearly one of the strengths of this football team and one of the better units in college football today.
Nick Williams was also there. Averin Collier checks in at tailback for Syracuse on 3rd and 9. Paulus throws. It is complete to the tight end, Catalina, but he is going to be about a yard short of the first down. He gets 8. Max Gruder in on the stop, 4th down for Syracuse.
Looks like there was a little indecision there where they attempted to go for it, but I know Doug Marone's going to play field position and trust how his defense is going to be able to play.
How about DeLon Carter? Already 4 carries for 88 yards. So the run game for Syracuse is doing a great job.
A little surprising because it hasn't been a bunch of small carries. It's been some big gashers right through the middle, finding seams in that Pitt defense.
Rob Long able to get it away. Fair catch called for by Aaron Smith. One of the better punt returners in the Big East. A 33-yard punt. Hey, when we come back, we're going to see if the Pitt defensive line can set a world record for the biggest ball of athletic tape. Don't go away.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little obsessive. My kids call me the shredder, because every bill I get goes right in my
inbox, not my mailbox. I pay for everything online so I can
get these text messages. They're called spending alerts. I feel more in control. Now they can just come up with chocolate alerts. That'd be great.
At Citi, we know everyone's talking about keeping money safe. And we've got lots of ways to help, like spending alerts. Because when your money's safe, your mind's at ease. That's why Citi never sleeps.
This holiday season, those who never stop exploring always stop at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Take a look at third quarter sales.
Going to Burger Town. Want anything?
If they still have the Can My Butt Look Any Bigger meal, will you get me one? Me too.
And I'll have the extra tight pants combo.
Tom?
How about the feel so bloated I just want to sleep for 3 days meal?
The same. And a bucket of please keep your shirt on.
Instead of greasy fast food, spice things up with the all-new low-fat buffalo chicken sub at Subway. Now part of a Subway Fresh Fit meal. It's a simple way to enjoy eating better. Subway. Eat fresh.
Traffic through the Fort Pitt Tunnel here in Pittsburgh. We're tied at 3 in the first quarter, Syracuse and the Panthers. The defensive line coach for Pitt is Greg Gattuso. He and his guys are trying to set a world record for the biggest ball of athletic tape. Let's see how they're doing.
Every day we try to put at least 5 to 10 rolls on it. You know, we're trying to break the world record, which we have done last week. We just finished it. The world record was 116, we're 117.7, and we're trying to make it. Want to call, get us up one day, and come check it out.
Well, congratulations. They did it. Almost 118 pounds.
Boy, and I thought O-lineman had all the brains. Do you see the math that's taking place on that whiteboard? Goodness gracious.
Hope it's not getting in the way of the game plan.
Yeah. Don't worry about that, that's for sure.
This has become a community thing, too. The The Penguins have sent over hockey tape. They want to contribute. I mean, it's taken on a life of its own.
It takes a village
to build a tape ball. Here go the Panthers back on offense. First down and 10. They have not had great field position to start either of their drives, but here's a good run. Man, that Dion Lewis is nifty.
And here's what's amazing about Dion Lewis, just a freshman. Early commit, came in January, really benefited from that in terms of going through spring as opposed to just coming into the fall, but mentally mature. And most young running backs who are this talented have a tendency to bounce and lose yardage and try to use their speed to gain yards. He uses vision, quick-footedness in the hole, and toughness through the hole.
On second down and 2, it's Lewis again, gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Darrell Smith again. It's actually going to be a loss of 1. Let's take a look at the impact players for Pitt.
Yeah, here we go. We talked about Jonathan Baldwin. He is a freak athlete, able to track the ball in the air offensively for him, and Bill Stoll will look for him often. Dorin Dickerson leads the country in touchdown receptions. He is a guy that creates mismatches against linebackers and safeties, and we talked about Greg Romeus leading that defensive line, probably one of the best in the country.
If you went into a vault 10 years ago and just came out, freak is a compliment.
That's right, yes it is.
Stoll throws it to the outside to Ray Graham, his first touch. And he is going to be close to a first down. Great effort after the catch. The strong side linebacker Doug Hogue made the tackle, but this is going to be close to a first down.
I think he's going to be short of the first down and force Pitt to punt, and there was great hustle and rallying by the defense of Syracuse. It's a way to rally to the football. Great effort and hustle to get there. That was the difference between picking up that first down, not as a second and third hit.
Yep, you're right, it is
on Ray Graham.
4th and 1 here.
Yeah.
So the defense for Syracuse doing a good job here as Pitt goes 3 and out. Punter for Pittsburgh is also Dan Hutchins from the 10. Gets it off. And at the 35, Mike Holmes. 43-yard punt. And Syracuse has it when we come back. Tied at 3.
You bust your hump down the chimney, stuff the stockings over and over and...
People still don't believe.
Oh? What do you know about it, new guy?
Diet Dr. Pepper has 23 satisfying flavors, no calories.
Yeah, right. Give me that.
Sweet chocolate candy, marshmallow, jelly bean. That is good.
So you want people to believe there's a satisfying diet drink?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that one, Bob.
ESPNU tips off the college basketball season with a triple header. First at 7, Roy Williams leads the defending national champion Tar Heels against Florida International and their new head coach, NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. At 9, Jim Boeheim goes for his 800th career victory as Syracuse takes on Albany. Then at 11, Pac-10 favorite Cal hits the hardwood against Murray State. Monday starting at 7 from the 2K Sports Classic benefiting Coaches versus Cancer.
I'm Bob Vila. To me, a room is more than a place to live. It's an expression of who you are. And nothing makes a room stand out like Bellawood hardwood floors. Bellawood floors are 100% solid wood. They're pre-finished and come in over 120 choices.
I saw the Australian cypress and I knew this is it.
Bellawood's finish is 3 times more durable than other brands, and it's backed by a 50-year warranty.
My installer said this is the best wood flooring he's ever used.
Call or click now for a free Bellawood catalog. Bellawood. Now on sale at Lumber Liquidators.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free 1-888-USA-MESO or go to freemesobook.com.
There's no obligation, so call 1-888-USA-MESO or go to freemesobook.com.
There's the national championship trophy from 1976 over at the Pittsburgh practice facility. The Panthers claim 9 national titles. There's some great names from the glory days of the Panthers. As we're at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh today, the Panthers have a Big East title in their sights. They can't afford a letdown today against a rebuilding Syracuse team. So far, both teams have had a couple of possessions, each with a field goal, each with a punt. And that punt for Pittsburgh, the first time they've had to punt in 2 games.
Yeah, that's right, because when they defeated South Florida 41-14, that unit wasn't on the field once. Outstanding and probably their best game offensively as a team.
Ryan Nassib in at quarterback for the Orange. First down and 10. DeLon Carter. He has been excellent today, pushing the pile out to the 45-yard line. A 9-yard pickup for Carter. He has 5 carries now for 97 yards.
That's the way to start the afternoon. And when you're missing a guy like Mike Williams, you got to lean a little bit more on that running game. And he's the lead dog in that race. He's a workhorse. You get plenty of work this afternoon.
Yeah, Antoine Bailey, the backup, with the players suspended. So DeLon Carter, who has a heavy load usually anyways, can probably have it even heavier today. Greg Paulus back in. Hands off to Averin Collier. His carries expected to pick up 2 this week. That's a 3-yard pickup for Collier. Neither team has allowed a 100-yard rusher this year, but the signs here early on are that probably is going to hold up this week.
You're right, and typically when you come off a bye week, you think about your offense losing rhythm. And that was probably their primary concern coming in this ball game after playing at such a high level against South Florida. It looks like the defense, some big gaps early on, allowing DeLon Carter to squeak through there.
There's offensive movement on that left side.
False start. Number 70, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Ryan Bartholomew. ESPN News coverage of college football continuing later today. The Duke Blue Devils taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels. Comes your way on ESPN HD at 3:30. That would be an excellent basketball matchup, but we're going to see them on the gridiron here today. Duke and North Carolina both needing a couple of wins to be bowl eligible.
What about Duke? Trying to go
decent year.
bowling.
Nassib hands off to Carter. And this time no operating room. No gain for DeLon Carter. Greg Williams, the Sam linebacker, makes the stop. Yeah.
You'll see this Pitt defense again. Look, you know they've gotten a tongue lashing out on the sidelines. Look at the defensive line scrape down the line of scrimmage and pressure coming outside by Greg Williams. Oh, Brandon Lindsey, excuse me.
So second down and 15. Paulus play fake, hit in the backfield, sacked. Brandon Lindsey, who you just talked about, nails him for a loss of 10.
Syracuse trying to get Paulus out on the edge, get him running. But great discipline by Brandon Lindsey. Watch, doesn't fall for the fake inside, pursues at the height and depth of the football, allowed him to be in position to make that play on Paulus.
Boy, Lindsey and Romeus have already had their presence felt today. Syracuse going for it on 3rd and 24 here, trying to convert on this. Paulus gives it to DeLon Carter, and it's Lindsey again making the stop. So now Syracuse will have to punt again.
Yeah, it looks like that Pitt defense kind of raised their level a little bit on that possession. Again, attacking the line of scrimmage and playing sound in terms of gap responsibility.
Wow, that was a fast first quarter.
That went by quick, didn't it?
As both teams have been running the ball and running it fairly effectively. So 15 minutes in the books here at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. DeLon Carter's been good. Dion Lewis has been good. 3-3.
Nothing says love like beef.
Try Chick-fil-A's Peppermint Chocolate Chip Milkshake, available only for the holidays.
Here's the men's room marathon.
Going over and over.
Now the night game.
Waking up to go.
These guys should see their doctors.
Those could be urinary symptoms due to BPH and enlarged prostate.
But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer.
When taking Flomax, avoid driving or hazardous tasks until you know how Flomax will affect you, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting.
Tell your doctor about all medications you take. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax.
Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you.
For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
Red or black?
When you want to get away,
Both.
Enterprise will pick you up and get you going to romantic weekends. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
The undefeated Bearcats must win out to stay in the hunt for the national championship. Saturday Night Football on ABC. UConn, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Nebraska, or USC, Arizona State. Tonight at 8 Eastern. College football lives here.
An SEC Conference champion will be crowned as the last two teams standing lay it all on the line in the SEC Women's Soccer Championship game, Sunday at 3.
ESPN Monday Night Football, Steelers Broncos at 8:30.
There's Syracuse running back Dion Carter, already having a big day. 98 yards rushing, and there's Lindsey, who made a couple of big plays defensively for Pitt on that last series.
As they started to hunker down on that last possession. As Dave Wanstead and the job that he's done here at Pitt. You know, the thing he's been able to accomplish. I remember meeting with him in 06 in year 2 of him taking over the program. And the things he talked about, the vision and plan he had, is all starting to come to fruition. It's great to see that.
After his time in the NFL, the only place he said he wanted to coach in college was right here at Pitt. He's back at his home. Punt from long is fumbled at the 15-yard line by Aaron Smith, but he's able to dive on it.
And going back to Wanstead too, and when you look at what they've been able to do and you look at the depth they now have on their roster, it's really starting to pay off. The recruiting they've been able to do, keeping kids in PA, getting top-notch 4- and 5-star athletes here. And you look at their defensive line. He said, from the Walt Harris era, we want to become more physical. We're going to reflect the city of Pittsburgh and the state of Pennsylvania. And they're exactly that. They're a tough, physical, hard-nosed team that starts at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
He has just been an excellent recruiter in his short time here. Here is Stull on the play fake. Throws it out to the flat. It's caught by Ray Graham. And he is out close to the 30-yard line before Doug Hogue runs him out. It's a gain of 12. Here's a look at the stats from the first quarter. Both teams again running the ball very well. But Syracuse having trouble on third down. Actually, both teams.
And isn't that the way it always goes? You talk about, you know, the strengths of both teams, their ability to stop the run. Both teams offensively able to establish a run early on in this football game.
Ray Graham in a tailback for Pitt. Another rookie like Lewis. He can really make people miss. He's got it now. Dancing around. And gets it out over the 30-yard line down to the 32.
Credit 54, Marinovich, and 24, Suter on the stop for
Boy, interesting too, you know, about having a sense of urgency in what this game means because of its Big East implications and who they're trying to chase in Cincinnati. It's a two-dog race right now. And offensively, they're trying to find their rhythm, get back on track. And that's one of the dangers of a bye week is, do you lose that rhythm? And so far, they're trying to find it right now.
On 2nd and 8, Stoll. Out to the 44-yard line. A 13-yard pickup for Turner. Oh, Derek Turner, whose dad Odessa was a receiver with the New York Giants back in the day. And Pittsburgh moves the sticks.
And you'll see Bill Stoll. Look, you see the progression. He looks off right, knows he has Turner back to his left side, Turner, a big-bodied receiver, able to pick up that first down.
You were talking about the rhythm, and Pitt has tried to stay in a lot of ones versus ones during the bye week in practice.
Yeah,
that
competition,
helps.
yeah, part of your self-scouting. Let's see what we need to work on. Let's fine-tune it.
Here's Graham, off the line, spins and gets it out to midfield. Nice move by Ray Graham. That's a pickup of 6.
35, Mike Holmes had the tackle for
Is a nice number 2 option for offensive coordinator Frank Signetti.
And what about the backfield that Pitt has now with these 2 running backs, both freshmen? They talk about Graham right there, his ability to make the first guy miss. Great example of that. Look, first on contact, a natural fluid spin move that allows him to pick up bonus yardage on that play.
So 2nd down and 4. Graham tries to take it to the outside and runs into some trouble. Led by Mike Holmes. It's a gain of 2. 3rd down coming up. Let's go to the studio and Rob Stone.
As we stay in the Big East, Louisville at West Virginia, and Jarrett Brown fakes the handoff, rolls to his right as the Mountaineers drive, flings one in, and picked in the end zone. Still scoreless in Morganton.
Well, there you see the standings in the Big East, and West Virginia has just 1 Big East loss. They play Cincinnati next and Pittsburgh in 3 weeks. The Mountaineers could still have something to say about who wins this thing.
Yeah, they're in control of their own destiny. They are. I tell you what, though, the Big East, so competitive. You look at the teams involved at the top of the conference, and they're as good as any team in the country. You know, they're playing some good football right now.
Here's Dorin Dickerson for a gain of 7. He leads all tight ends in the nation with 9 touchdown catches, but he's really a hybrid. You'll see him split out as a wide receiver. He'll play some fullback.
Yeah, you're going to see him all over the field, like you said, fullback, wide receiver, tight end, in motion as a blocker, trying to create mismatches, too, in the secondary against linebackers and safeties. The guy runs a sub 4.4.
On 1st down, Stull has time in the pocket. Shoots it to the near side. It is caught again by Turner. That's a pickup of 11. Turner, a 5th-year senior, having a nice drive here. Nico Scott on the stop.
You know, when you look at Bill Stull and what he's been able to do this season, and you look at his numbers, but one of the things that don't show up that have a direct effect on his numbers is all the things that are really a part of becoming a good or great quarterback. That's pocket presence, the ability to hitch, climb the pocket up inside and find your receiver, go through your progression. Great example of that there for Pitt and Bill Stull.
Good start for Stull, but he'll run it again this time, pitching it back to Graham. As Chandler Jones makes the stop, gain of 3. Hey, log on to Facebook today and search ESPNU to become a fan. Post your best tailgating photos and comments. We might use them on Inside the Polls Monday at 6 o'clock on ESPNU HD. Have you done that yet? Have you posted any photos?
I haven't posted any photos of me tailgating. I've been a little busy, although we had a chance. We got here a little too early, though, walking across the parking lot from the parking garage to the stadium. Tailgaters out there early. Looked like they're having a good time.
This is a good tailgating town for all the sports, really. Here's Stull. He's 6 of 7. And this time, it's incomplete as Dorin Dickerson left it behind.
You know, that's one of the things that Frank Signetti talks about, too, is doing the things that don't cost you games, possessions, downs. And that's one of them is drop balls. We don't have very many drop balls. An example there of Dickerson taking his eyes off the football. He tried to run before he secured it and looked it all the way in with his hands.
So 10th play of the drive coming up. And Pittsburgh is 2 of 4 today on 3rd down conversions. Hynoski goes in motion. And they'll run it. It's Graham. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage no more. Mike Holmes, the free safety, stepping up to make the stop. Holmes coming off a career-high 9 solo stops against Cincinnati. And now Pittsburgh is going to attempt a long field goal, you'd think, here.
Yep, it looks like they're going to try to put it through the uprights. And again, 3rd down, trying to catch Syracuse off guard, running the football on 3rd and long, trying to create those seams and catch them sleeping and rushing upfield, get some vertical lanes going in that running game. That time, Syracuse there to stop it.
This is going to be a 45-yard attempt for Dan Hutchins. That's good. It ties a career long for Hutchins. So Pittsburgh has its second field goal today. 6-3 our score here as we're in the second quarter at Heinz Field.
You just follow me this way, please. This right here is the social sciences building where Christian Laettner once had a few classes. Shane Battier jumped this. Elton Brand ate a sandwich over here once. Grant Hill used to get up at 4 a.m. and do Tai Chi right here. Question.
Are you ever going to talk about academics?
Well, this is the computer lab right here, where J.J. Redick used to bench press servers. Moving on. Carlos Boozer used to walk through here with his backpack full of lead weights.
Do you want a lower mortgage rate? Then here's the news you should know. Mortgage rates have dropped to around 4.99% for a 30-year fixed rate. That's right, 4.99%, which means there's no better time to refinance or buy a home with Quicken Loans. In fact, recent government actions have made it easier than ever. Answer these questions to find out if the changes could help you. 1. Have you been unable to refinance in the past? New government guidelines on FHA loans are letting homeowners refinance with less documentation and no appraisal. With one call to Quicken Loans, you can find out if you qualify. 2. Do you need a low rate on a jumbo loan? Right now, our rates on jumbo loans are the lowest they've been in years. 3. Do you wish you could afford a new home? Today's easier approvals, low rates, and home values all make this the best buyer's market. We can get you pre-approved in about 5 minutes. So call Quicken Loans for a 4.99% interest rate. Our quick and easy process can usually get your loan closed in less than half the time of other lenders. Call Quicken Loans today.
The 6 years in the Navy and 3 years in the National Guard made me know the meaning of life once again. Me being who I am, I don't give up. I keep going, striving for the best. The team is a lot like the military. The brotherhood and the love and the discipline. The military instills honor, courage, and commitment, and I try and bring that here to West Virginia football.
And we say thanks to Brian and his service and all the veterans as we remember them this week. Veterans Day coming up on the 11th. And a lot of people don't know this. Veterans Day commemorated the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I on November 11th, 1918. That's the reason that the holiday began, and we continue to celebrate it today every November.
And it's our time and our responsibility to take the time to pay tribute to the people that have served our country.
11-play, 55-yard drive for Pittsburgh in 5.5 minutes. Again, it ends in just 3. Mike Jones from the 11-yard line. Nice move. Gets across the 25 down at the 26, a 15-yard return. Let's go to the studio and Rob.
Trailing Virginia at home 10-3. Ja'Cory Harris finds Leonard Hankerson, bounces off a tackle and rolls in from 35 yards out. You love those 51-second drives, don't you? We're tied at 10s in Miami.
All right, thanks, Rob. Get caught up on all the college sports from today, and especially the big day in college football. Sports Center U tonight at 1:30 a.m. End around. Here comes Dante Davis. Down at the 46-yard line, a gain of 20. And this Orange running game has found traction early, and we've seen some long runs today for the Orange.
Yeah, it has, and it's been DeLon Carter early on, and they've been faking that end around. This time they faked the handoff to the running back and actually give the ball to the end, Davis coming around. Again, a nice mix of plays and running design by Doug Marrone and company.
Rob Spence is the offensive coordinator for the Orange in his first year. He spent the last 4 seasons at Clemson. They faked the end around this time, and it's DeLon Carter straight ahead. And he is going to gain 5.
You know, that's really one of the keys for any offense, but in particular Syracuse. You know, they've got to be productive on first down. 2nd and 5, that's what they're looking for. You know, it's gonna relieve the pressure for them on 3rd and long, because they're just not that good of a throwing team right now. And what they have at quarterback with the loss of Mike Williams, you know, they're missing some bullets out there, and so the run game and first down production key for the success offensively.
Boy, Carter was nailed by Gruder. There he is, big number 55, 2nd on the team in tackling, and he just pasted Carter.
You want to talk about kissing someone's face mask and putting them right there. That is eyes up, face mask in the body, and shooting the hits. That's how you tackle inside the line of scrimmage.
Syracuse 0 for on 3rd down, 0 for 3. On 3rd down and 5, Paulus sets up, throws. It's going to be short of the first down. Alec Lemon made the catch, a gain of 4, but about a yard short of where he needed to be.
And that's Gruder on the tackle again, knowing exactly where the first down marker was, letting the catch be made in front of him and make sure he secures the tackle. Great awareness.
Well, Syracuse is going to have to find a way to start converting on 3rd downs. I mean, DeLon Carter is doing his part. He's already over 100 yards rushing, and Pittsburgh hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher up to now.
Yeah, they've been great running the football. Again, got to make sure you know where the first down marker is. Run your route to the marker to make sure you pick up the first down.
Set the play clock to 25 seconds.
3rd punt already today for Rob Long. And there you see Aaron Smith back to return for Pitt. He's standing at his own 10. There was nobody down there in coverage, and Smith called for the fair catch. Boy, that is the 2nd special teams mistake for Pitt today on kick return.
Young guys back there in the return game, that decision making a part of that process.
Some hard hitting here at Heinz Field. 6-3 Pitt.
Hey, Jimmy Football here. What's missing from your tailgate party? Tail. Well, not anymore. With the Bud Light Tailgate Companion, now the goods come to you. We didn't make your dog. We just made your dog better.
Now when I want ketchup on my dog, I just call my dog. Thanks, dog.
Thanks, Bud Light.
It's the Bud Light Tailgate Companion, and it's tailgate approved.
With Margaritaville's Tailgating Grill, you don't have to wait for the big game to enjoy big-time fun. Woo! Just swing the arm and fire up the instant ignition. With a powerful heavy-duty burner and a party-sized capacity, you'll be flipping your cheeseburgers in paradise at the beach, at a campsite, wherever you go. Take the party with you and always be ready for the big game with the new Margaritaville Tailgating Grill. Visit MargaritavilleCargo.com to see the Tailgating Grill in action.
Tired of fumbling with your tools or wasting time trying to find them? Hi, Billy Mays here for the Tool Bandit. When 2 hands just aren't enough, reach for the Tool Bandit. It's a lightweight magnetic band that provides a safe, secure place to hold all your tools and parts. It holds wrenches, screwdrivers, nuts, nails, and bolts, even a heavy hammer, all at the same time. You always have the right tools where and when you need them. Stop dropping, dragging, stretching. Take the nails out of your mouth. Whether you're up a ladder, under a car, or in those impossible to work areas, with the Tool Bandit, your tools and parts are always an easy reach. Any job, big or small, the Tool Bandit tackles them all. It's perfect for crafters, carpenters, mechanics, or do-it-yourselfers. Who needs a toolbox when all you need is the Tool Bandit?
The Tool Bandit makes a great gift for any hobbyist or do-it-yourselfer. Tool Bandit is available at these participating retailers. When 2 hands are not enough, get Tool Bandit.
physical, low-scoring game so far here in the Big East. Aaron Smith has had a tough day so far on punt returns. He bobbled one and called for a fair catch when there was nobody around him on the last punt. Do you think that sun is having a little effect on him?
I think it has some effect because it's bright and it's angling right down in the stadium. But I think a lot of that has to do with inexperience and comfort level back there as well.
So now Pitt starts at its own 11. They have not had a drive start outside of the 20 yet. Stoll, play fake. They are great at play action pass. Going up top. Has a man. Dickerson inside the 40. Dorin Dickerson with a gain of 53 on that pass play.
There's times when you got to grip the ball and rip it, and there's times when you got to feather and put some air on it. Look at Bill Stoll. Put enough air on the ball. You see Dickerson. We talked about his speed and the mismatch he creates against linebackers and safety. Great example of that right there.
There's the action from Bill Stoll.
Play action pass, such a big part of what Pitt does offensively. It's led to big plays for him all season long.
Stoll wants to throw again. Here comes the heat, and down he goes at the 45. Doug Hogue covered him up. It's a loss of 8.
Scott Schaefer, defensive coordinator from Syracuse, said, hey, enough is enough. We got to find a way to get some pressure on him. And it's Doug Hogue coming off the edge, a blind side of Stoll. He never sees him coming, defeats a back in pass protection. It gets the sack and almost a fumble.
Syracuse has been awful against the pass this year. They rank 117th in the nation against the pass. After giving up that big play, they come up with a big play of their own. It's 2nd down and 18. Dion Lewis getting a huge chunk of that back as he's down after 33, a gain of 11. Let's get an update on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Let's go to the studio and Rob.
Well, number 4 Iowa was up 10-0, and then Ricky Stanzi gets injured on this play. He coughs it up. Northwestern recovers it for the touchdown. Stanzi now heading to the locker room, and Northwestern now with another interception.
And you know that Northwestern is fired up. They're 1 win away from being bowl eligible.
And you wonder how much gas Iowa has left in the tank. All these close games, you know, things coming down the wire, and now turnovers look to be a factor in that one.
Stoll wants to throw. And he is going to be sacked. A loss of 3 as Mikhail Marinovich, the defensive end, gets in there.
You know, Pitt came into this game with only 7 sacks allowed. That's 2 right here on this possession, giving them 9 for the season. Look, time in the pocket, nowhere to go with the football. That's a coverage sack. Marinovich gets in there. Bill Stoll has to be able to get rid of the football, something he's been very good at so far this season.
And the Syracuse defense steps up again, and they force Pitt to punt. This will be the 2nd punt today for Dan Hutchins. Standing at midfield, gets it away, and this is going to sail into the end zone. That's not what he wanted to do. So Mikhail Marinovich with a big play defensively for the Orange, forcing Pitt to punt. Syracuse will get it back. We got a 6-3 game here at Heinz Field.
What is he doing? Said something about not driving through Texas without getting a shot of a bull.
Guys!
Ooh. Maybe we should help him. First one to get an empty chip?
Taco Bell's fully loaded nachos. Loaded with toppings so there's no naked chips.
Not it. Not it.
He seems angry!
Not it. Not it.
Not it.
Oh, not it.
Now with your fully loaded nachos, get an extra large drink for just $1 more.
Not it.
Think outside the bun.
Some say David Abernathy's extraordinary confidence began at birth, when he congratulated the doctor on a perfect delivery. He later approached the much older Carrie Pecor and simply said, "Call me." And she did. At 24, he performed open-heart surgery in a crowded opera house with a ballpoint pen. But when it comes to car buying, he's as nervous as anyone. So at 28, David Abernathy used Cars.com to regain his confidence to get the perfect car at the perfect price.
ESPNU tips off the college basketball season with a triple header.
First at 7, Roy Williams leads the defending national champion Tar Heels against Florida International and their new head coach, NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. At 9, Jim Boeheim goes for his 800th career victory as Syracuse takes on Albany. Then at 11, Pac-10 favorite Cal hits the hardwood against Murray State. Monday starting at 7 from the 2K Sports Classic benefiting Coaches versus Cancer.
Syracuse ready to get it back, down just 3 here late in the first half. And Dave Wanstead told his guys, Syracuse always plays Pitt tough. We control our own destiny for a Big East title, but we can't overlook these guys.
Yeah, just look what happened last year up in Syracuse. Another tough game. And also, all you have to do is watch the tape of the game last week against Cincinnati. You look at the 2 turnovers with inside the 10-yard line for Syracuse. Could have been the difference in the game. Yeah. And the first 2 touchdowns that Cincinnati scores on this defense are on broken plays. One, a broken play backside to Benz for an 80-yard touchdown, and the other one off the muffed field goal snap leads to their second touchdown. They played tough.
Ryan Nassib back in a quarterback for Syracuse. First down and 10 from the 20. Here's Delon Carter on the pitch. Looking to cut the corner on the far sideline. He's going to pick up 2 yards. You can say what you want about Doug Marone's talent, but he's got the guys playing hard.
He does, and that's, people ask if they're buying into a new coach's staff. This whole team is bought in, because one thing Doug Marone's been is very consistent in his teaching, his discipline, everything of the plan he's laid out for this program. He's been consistent with it, and now they're starting to execute it on the field. And when they get better players, you talk to everyone around the Big East, once they upgrade their talent, they're going to be a team to contend with.
On second down and 8, Greg Paulus back in. And he has a complete to Catalina. That's the 3rd catch today for Catalina, and he is slow to get up. He's dropped at the 25. And now they're going to come on out and look at Cody Catalina, who caught his first career touchdown last week in that game against Cincinnati. And they can't afford to lose too many more guys. I mean, they're without 6 of their regulars coming into this one for various reasons.
And they're playing a lot of young players, and Catalina's a guy that's coming on for them. And then on that hit as well as Max Gruder, number 55. You're going to see, again, the ball comes out. He's got the corner waiting for him there. Hard to see. One guy goes high, another goes low. The corner's underneath, and Max Gruder's over the top. As Catalina's getting helped up. Hope he's okay. And there's Gruder. Great story. A guy that's really been starting to improve the last 2 weeks, really finding his own in terms of making plays and passing some milestones as a player, and a guy they need to step up as another playmaker and that second level of the defense.
Well, Marone will bring Ryan Nassib, his sophomore quarterback, back in here on 3rd down, as Syracuse hasn't converted yet on 3rd down today. Nassib pressured, ball comes loose, and it looks like Syracuse has recovered, but there is a penalty flag now.
Syracuse recovered. Flag on the play.
Ryan Bartholomew, the right guard for Syracuse, recovered. There is a penalty marker down.
Offsides. Number 97 defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's against Jabal Sheard, the defensive end.
All great pass rushers have the ability to anticipate the snap count. That time Sheard gets there too early, jumps the count, is offsides, and beats the tight end, Mike Owen. Again, now he's there to make the sack and the fumble, all for naught.
So Syracuse picks up the 1st down. Not the way they draw it up, but they'll take it. Especially when they've been having trouble converting on 3rd downs. There's Delon Carter for a gain of 2. Adam Gunn makes the stop. Jabal Sheard, who picked up that penalty for Pitt, one of the more underrated players in the Big East. And when you got Romeus on the other end, those are pretty good bookend defensive players.
Yeah, they really are bookends. And Sheard's more of a natural open-end pass rusher, very fluid and athletic. He's a guy that's going to be scary as he continues to develop in his junior year.
Little play fake to Carter. Paulus still has it. He had everybody faked out. Man wide open at the 40. It's Carter.
Paulus pass.
And down at the 46. That's a gain of 22. What a play fake by Greg Paulus.
Reminds me of someone you see on Sundays, and that's Drew Brees. Very few quarterbacks have the ability and confidence in the fake to turn their back to the defense, look at two fakes to end around, and then just hang there for a second. That takes guts. That's a play of a point guard, like a no-look pass. I mean, that takes some confidence and some faith in what's going on, and your running back to carry out his fake and the end around to carry out their fake to turn around to hit a wide-open DeLon Carter.
You know, about 24 college teams made contact with Paulus, you know, after his Duke basketball career came to an end, just gauging his interest, among them Nebraska and Michigan. But he decided to hook up with his home team, Syracuse, for his only year of football eligibility.
Yeah, I think home team had a lot to do with, and obviously Syracuse reputation and broadcasting and communications. And so what a great addition, you know. And has he been perfect? No, but people have to realize just how incredible it is that he's been able to do at that position in Division I football.
So first down at 10. Here's Paulus again, wants to throw. Goes to the right, and it's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Greg Williams. Touchdown, Pitt. A 52-yard return for Williams.
And it was Michael Jones bobbling the ball, gets it up in the air, and Williams makes a big-time play for Pitt.
Well, the offense having trouble scoring touchdowns. The defense says, hey, we'll take care of it. And Hutchins with the extra penalty. Greg Williams came to Pitt as a running back, now in his second year as a starter at linebacker, and he scores the first Pittsburgh touchdown of the day.
Yeah, you're going to see Paulus right there. Look, he looks off the defense and trying to set up that wide receiver screen back inside. The ball's a little bit off the mark. Jones, you'll see, bobble it. And looks like the ball's actually tipped at the line of scrimmage that made the ball go off the marks. Boy, that's a bad break for Syracuse and Greg Paulus that leads to 6 the other direction. There's Carter. Carter's got to take a better angle to block Williams as well. Paulus obviously frustrated at the result of the play. You know, there's nothing you could do about that. That's a tough break. Two things happen. The ball gets tipped to the line of scrimmage. DeLon Carter doesn't take the right angle to block Greg Williams. He's not flat enough, knowing the point of contact to help the receiver out. And it's just a bad combination of things happening for Syracuse on that particular play.
INT's really piling up now for Paulus. That's his 12th of the year against 10 touchdown passes. Last time that Pitt had an interception return for a touchdown, it was Greg Williams back in 08 against Connecticut.
Wow.
And he does it again here.
Wasn't one of the coaches telling us history repeats itself? And sure enough, there's an example of that as we were talking to Frank Signetti and Dave Wannstedt about the potential here at Pittsburgh. If national championships a part of their history, and they think it's something that's attainable in the future.
And the way you hear this coaching staff talk about this program, you believe that it could happen here real soon. Bad return there. Mike Jones running into his own man. Ran into Chad Battles, number 53.
And you'll see Chad Battles come down. Sometimes you're trying to avoid a clip sometimes, so you throw your hands up in the air trying to create a pick there for the running back. He just can't get it out of the way. It gets too deep down the field. You can't help block anybody behind the returner. So you got to choke your motor down, find out the proper angle, and try not to run into your returner.
Paulus comes back out. He's been rotating quite a bit with Ryan Nassib, the quarterback. Low snap. Paulus comes up looking to throw. And It's going to be complete. Marcus Sales hauls it in for a gain of 11. And this possibly might be reviewed.
This could be the Orange first down. The play carries out to the 25-yard line.
We'll see. Sales went down low to make that catch for Paulus.
Paulus, nobody home here. And now Dave Wanstead wants an intentional grounding.
And he's going to get one.
There comes the flag.
Intentional grounding. Number 2, offense. Penalty will put the ball to the spot of the pass with loss of down. Second down.
As incredible as the things are that Greg Paulus has been able to do in this offense and for Syracuse, there's so many things that you have to learn. The little things of playing the quarterback position, the little nuances, the understanding of situations, what you can do, what you can't do. Love the idea of throwing it away, but you have to be outside the pocket and make sure the ball gets over the line of scrimmage.
So a loss of 8, second down and 18. Paulus down. Another sack. This time it's Chaz Alexi, the defensive tackle, number 98. It's a loss of 4.
98, Chaz Alexi.
Again, that D-line of Pitt, they are big, they're physical, and they get after you. And that time it's a team effort. Those guys up front, penetration, beating that Syracuse offensive line to the punch. And boy, there's a lot of guys that get your attention on that side of the ball for Pittsburgh.
Dave Wanstead calls a timeout because he's hoping to get the football back here and maybe have another opportunity to score before half. And speaking of halftime, coming up on SportsCenter U with Rob Stone and Matt Stinchcomb, Louisville and West Virginia highlights. Again, the Mountaineers still in the Big East title hunt. Still 7 unbeatens in college football. Among them, Texas and Iowa in action, and LSU and Alabama. That's the big one tonight. We'll have a preview for you. We're at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, and it's 13-3 home team. Alongside Dave Diaz-Infante, I'm Clay Matvick. Here's Paulus handing off to DeLon Carter. And he'll get it to the 15. A gain of just a yard. Aaron Berry doing a nice job defensively to make the tackle. And Syracuse will have to punt. Another timeout called here by Pitt. They have 1 remaining. 48 seconds to go in the half, and they're ready to get the football back.
You know, they're in that time, Rob Spence and Syracuse, they don't want to take chance of anything bad happening. Run the draw, punt it, try to force the ball down the field, and see if Pitt can drive the ball against your defense. Is playing pretty darn well so far in this first half.
Big day on ESPNU coming up at 3:30. Duke and North Carolina. Then Memphis taking on Tennessee in an intrastate battle in the Volunteer State. And then a battle in the WAC, Fresno and Idaho. Comes up at 10:30 tonight on ESPNU.
Pat Hill and the Fresno State Bulldogs taking on the Idaho Vandals.
Rob Long from the goal line. Fair catch again. Called for. Smith can't handle it again. Ball loose. That was actually Cameron Sadler. And he is able to recover. So they replace Smith with Sadler, and he fares no better.
Wow, that's going to give Dave Wanstead a heart attack right there. That ball just bounces off his face mask. I don't know whether the sun's a factor or not. That ball comes down. Looks like he just misjudges it. It hits his chest before anything, and it bounces hard off his chest plate.
First and 10 from their 46-yard line.
37 seconds to go. 3 receivers set. Stull looking to throw. Has it complete to Dickerson. Gets loose on that far sideline and steps out at the 44-yard line, a gain of 9. Stops the clock with a half minute to go in the half.
And this is where you want to see if this Pittsburgh offense can take advantage of this last opportunity before the half, manage the clock. You see Dickerson working the sidelines, Bill Stull being efficient with the football. These are critical game situations that have a lot to do with determining the outcome of games. How do you manage the clock, and can you put points right before the half in the last 2 minutes?
About 16 yards away from where they need to get into field goal range. Stull gets it off to Dickerson, trying to get to that sideline. Now turns it back in. Down at the 39. Marinovich makes the stop after a gain of 5. Another timeout called for by Pitt. That's their final timeout of the half.
And that time Bill Stoll, and it's really Syracuse running line stunts, bringing pressure, knowing they found some creases in that offensive line for Pitt. Stoll that time hitches up in the pocket, buys some time, gets the ball downfield.
Dan Hutchins has hit twice on field goals today, one from 45 yards out, which matched his career long. So taking that into account, they'd like to get to at least the 30-yard line to make the field goal attempt a really good opportunity for Hutchins to make it.
You got 20 seconds left here. And this is where your quarterback really has to exude confidence and understand exactly what the situation is in the game, what they're trying to accomplish, and what yard line they're trying to get to.
Stoll, plenty of time, wants to go to the end zone. Looking for Baldwin, knocked away. No flags. Nico Scott in on the coverage. And Scott starting today for Kevin Scott, the other corner, who's out with an injury.
And again, what I like about the ball that Bill Stoll throws, he gives his receiver a chance to make a play on the ball. Great coverage by Nico Scott, playing the ball in the air. Those guys are jostling, no pass interference there. Both guys kind of jostling for position on the ball.
Jonathan Baldwin, their big leading receiver. Still no catches today for Pitt. What do you make of that?
Well, I think Syracuse, one, knows where he is and understands what he means to their offense.
We'll go to the outside, and it's caught by McGee. Steps out of bounds after a gain of 5. Clock stops with 9 seconds to go. They're getting closer now to Hutchins' field goal range.
Yeah, I love what they did, taking a shot down the field, see if they can draw the penalty or allow their big play receiver to make a play on the football in the air. So that's one thing he does best, but then they come right back, gain a chunk of yardage, working the sidelines.
Well, this is actually Harper, Kevin Harper, the backup kicker. He obviously is their long range guy, and he's going to attempt from 51.
This is a long drive champion right here. 2-iron.
Harper on the way, and it's going to be no good. So Dave Wanstead decides to go for a field goal on 3rd down as the last play of the half, and comes up empty.
Had a little bit too much loft on that club. Ball never had the trajectory that looked like he was going to carry the distance. Hit a little bit low on the football.
Syracuse will have 4 seconds to work with, as they will actually have the last play of the second quarter.
You know, and the real key for Syracuse is going to be, hey, can they continue to battle? Hey, bad break for the interception return for the touchdown, but you have played your tails off. You're in the football game still. It's the first half, and you're playing a very good Pittsburgh team. Rally the troops, hunker down, and keep your chin up.
So thanks to that Pittsburgh defense, they have a 10-point lead at the half. But Syracuse has to feel very good about where they're at in this game with the number 13 team in the country. Let's go to Rob Stone now with SportsCenter U.
And we welcome you inside the ESPNU halftime studios. Rob Stone joined by Matt Stinchcomb. And if you're a Syracuse fan, at the beginning of the season, you're probably pretty fired up that Greg Paulus decided to hang up the basketball shoes and come on back up north, come on home to play football for your club. And yeah, he's brought them some leadership. You know, he's brought them a lot of things, but he's also bringing a lot of turnovers with him as well.
He has. That pick 6 in the first half hurts, obviously. Syracuse already trying to overcome a lot of challenges. They lose Mike Williams this week, and Coach Marone talked about the preparation that his quarterback puts in. It's hard to transition from basketball to football. Not a whole lot of analogies there. Point guard to quarterback. Greg Paulus has had some really growing pains, and there's nothing to show for it next year. This is all he's got this one season.
You love, though, Pittsburgh and Dave Wanstead, where they're sitting right now, you know, sitting there at number 13. People keep going, really, they're 13? You like flip pages, like, really, they're at 13? So number 13 Pitt. Ready to make some news in the Big East.
They're well positioned, right?
They got a game of Cincy coming up soon. And when we return, unbeaten in number 2 Texas, having to play catch-up ball versus UCF.
Remember this place?
Of course. It's where we first met.
What about here?
Our first date. Our first kiss. I don't remember this place.
You will.
The Leo Diamond, the first diamond ever certified to be visibly brighter. That's just one more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
This is where I said yes.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
Hey guys, you should have seen my dad. He screamed at the referee the whole game.
My dad used a lot of swear words. We watched the game on TV and my dad called the coach a jerk.
Well, my mom says the refs are dumb.
Dummy. My mom just gets embarrassed.
My dad says the quarterback stinks. Come on, butthead, how about completing a pass?
Loser! When I grow up, I'm gonna be just like my dad.
You stop. Talk is cheap, except when your car is making the noise. Sounds like the alternator. That's an $825 repair. Could be worse. If the transmission goes, you're out almost $3,700. Even a routine repair costs hundreds, even thousands, but you don't have to pay the bill. Protect your vehicle with extended service coverage through U.S. Fidelis and avoid expensive repairs. We offer customized programs, not one-size-fits-all plans. Plans are affordable, and they let you choose coverage levels, deductibles, and repair shops. And the shop is paid directly. You don't pay and wait to be reimbursed. Plans also include extras like roadside assistance free, and they're 100% transferable. Sell your car and the coverage goes with it. If you're driving a car with a factory warranty that's expired or about to expire, call for your free 5-minute quote. Call now before you need repairs.
Call 1-800-649-5193 for a free no-obligation quote. That's 1-800-649-5193. 1-800-649-5193.
Louisville winless in the Big East, up 3-0, late stages of the first half at West Virginia. Jarrett Brown, Jock Sanders punches it in. Mountaineers up 7-3 as they approach halftime in Morgantown, West Virginia, sitting at third place in the Big East behind Pittsburgh and behind Cincinnati. Rob Stone, Matt Stinchcomb here with you at the halftime on ESPNU as Pittsburgh with the lead over Syracuse at the break. Unbeaten, Colt McCoy and #2 Texas. An early kickoff today, taking on the University of Central Florida. Scoreless, Colt McCoy finds his buddy Jordan Shipley. This completion makes it 193 receptions by Shipley, most in Texas history.
Second quarter, Texas down 3. Hope springs eternal in Orlando until Cody Johnson, 20-yard touchdown run. That was his 8th on the year. Texas takes the lead 7-3.
Yeah, and then Cody would tack on another one just moments ago. So now the Longhorns, with under a minute left in the half, on top of UCF, 14-3. Northwestern on the road at #4 Iowa, taking on Ricky Stanzi and the Hawkeyes. And boy, all Iowa does is come from behind. Well, here they had an early lead. In fact, they went up 10-0. This is the touchdown. Marvin McNutt hauls it in and does the rest. Another big TD for those two, a 74-yard gain. And then a dicey moment in the second quarter for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, they had to be a little bit nervous. They lost Adam Robinson last week, and you see Ricky Stanzi trying to roll out. Corey Wooten stays at home, fumble. Marshall Thomas recovers. The Wildcats puts them down 10-7. Stanzi was injured on the play, and James Vandenberg had to come in.
And here's Dan Pursa to Drake Dunsmore, 4-yard touchdown reception. And that put the Wildcats on top, 14-10. Late in the second quarter, Joe Conklin, big interception there for the Hawkeyes in the end zone. And looks like the D's going to have to step it up again as at the break, Iowa trails at home by 4. Iowa has now trailed in 9 of 10 games this year. Ricky Stanzi, when he was hit in the end zone and fumbled that Northwestern eventually recovered, looked like a right leg injury. Couldn't tell if it was ankle or all the way up north to a knee, but he was escorted into the locker room. Has not come out yet, so redshirt freshman James Vandenberg came in his place. On his first pass, he was picked off. So Iowa, a team that has been tested seemingly every week, gets another one thrown at them, and now they got to try and do it without their quarterback. We don't know if he'll be able to play in the second half or not, but something about this Iowa team, it's like the Disney filmmakers need to be there if they can continue this run and go unbeaten.
Well, it's like they can't get out of their own way, and yet somehow or other at the end of 4 quarters, they still won the ball game. We've already seen it. They lose their top rusher, Robinson, 2 weeks ago, but they're able to get a victory, a come-from-behind victory over Indiana last week. And obviously, they've already trailed in this one. They've trailed in 9 of the last 10 ball games. When you look at what they've done, that's a real challenge. They're not making it easy on themselves, and yet they still sit atop the Big Ten. it's an interesting race over there in that conference.
Antacid sales in Iowa City through the roof. Speaking of Indiana, remember they had that nice, comfortable lead at Iowa last week? Well, now they're down at home 14 to number 21, Wisconsin. Go to the ACC. Virginia at Miami, and Virginia had an early lead, and the Hurricanes have stormed back. They're now up 14 with just under 6 left in the first half. And the Wolfpack looking for their first win in the ACC. 7 better than Maryland right now in the first quarter. We go to the ACC or the SEC right now, and Alshon Jeffrey in South Carolina at Arkansas. Razorbacks give it to Joe Adams, the old end around for 18 yards. His first career rushing touchdown for the wide receiver. Razorbacks up 7-3. Second quarter, Steven Garcia does it himself, gets into the end zone, and the Gamecocks take the 10-7 lead. And they still have it under 4 left from Fayetteville in the first half. You like your pick sixes?
I'm a big fan of it.
Are you?
Let's drives.
Pittsburgh's got another one. They're up at the half.
76 asks student filmmakers to give their spin on what makes our gasoline so great. Here's one of the outstanding commercials.
Does your vehicle keep bogging down? Maybe it's time to get on the ball with 76 gasoline. It's specially formulated to clean your engine, improve acceleration, help maximize mileage, and above all, reduce emissions, making 76 one of the cleanest fuels available, now and for generations to come. 76. Get the spirit.
If you're driving a car with a factory warranty that's expired or about to expire, stay tuned to learn how you can save thousands of dollars on car repairs with extended service coverage from U.S. Fidelis. It protects you after your manufacturer's warranty ends. It's affordable and it's customized just for you. You pick your own coverage amount, deductible, and payment plan. You even pick the repair shop, and the shop is paid directly, so you don't pay up front, then wait to be reimbursed. How much can you save? Plenty. It cost almost $2,700 to repair an engine, but the owner didn't pay a cent. The bill was covered 100%. It cost almost $4,000 to replace a transmission. All the owner paid was his $50 deductible. The choice is yours. You can pay your repair bills or have them covered through U.S. Fidelis.
To find out more, call 1-800-809-4023 for a free 5-minute quote. That's 1-800-809-4023. 1-800-809-4023. Call now.
When you build on a strong foundation, when you are among the brightest and the best, when you can learn from those who came before you, you can reach new heights.
Hail to Pitt.
We welcome you to halftime here on ESPNU. Rob Stone, Matt Stinchcomb here with you. Coming up a little bit later this afternoon, number 3 Alabama hosting number 9 LSU, essentially for the SEC West title. If Alabama wins it, they get the West. If LSU wins it, they control their destiny. And you got to think one of these two teams is going to be meeting Florida in Atlanta for the SEC championship games. You take a look at the numbers of these two teams, and for LSU, really, one of the problem areas for them all season long has been their running game. Charles Scott had a 100-yard performance last week versus an inferior Tulane opponent, but Alabama doesn't give up the yards, particularly on the ground. LSU's got to do something ground-wise today, you would think, right?
Well, absolutely. But you would have thought that all season long. Right. Somehow they've survived it. A lot of it on the arm of Jordan Jefferson. But all of a sudden, Charles Scott seems to have gotten things going. Now, granted, it's against Tulane, who's in the cellar of Conference USA. They're playing Alabama. They're on top of just about everybody, regardless of conference. But again, the first time he went over the century mark this season, he led the SEC in touchdowns last year. They've yet to really get him going, and they're looking for answers all over the place in the running game. The stable's getting a little bit crowded in that backfield. Even Stephen Ridley last week, a fullback by trade, they're starting to talk about getting him more touches. And Russell Shepard, who's a quarterback coming in out of high school, true freshman, And LSU, Les Miles, Gary Croton, offensive coordinator, have said all season long, we got to get this guy the football. And it seems more than likely it's going to be coming out of the LSU backfield, either getting it pitched to him, handed off to him, or snapped directly to him. They want Russell Shepard to get going on the ground because he is the game breaker. He's got some speed, and he can put together some long runs. He did it against Auburn.
I think it's fascinating to note that in 2001, 2003, 2005, and 2007, LSU won in Tuscaloosa. For Alabama, yeah, their defense, I mean, they've been getting nothing but props. Offensively, look, they've gotten the lead in all 8 of their games, first lead of the game. But Greg McElroy started strong, very consistent. Since then, numbers are dipping a little bit.
Well, and it's funny because going into the season, we thought, here's the question mark as a quarterback. He went from caretaker to a Heisman candidate. He peaked out against Arkansas, 3 touchdowns, and people started saying, maybe we'll include him in the bid for the trophy. South Carolina was the low point for him, though. 10 of 20 passing, only 92 yards and 2 picks, and it ended up turning into very much a ground game. And that's where they've been the past 3 ball games. Going into the bye week, they knew we got to retool this passing game. The focus largely was on Julio Jones early in the season. They were still able to spread the ball out, pass to set up the run. But now that the focus has shifted to the ground game because of McElroy's struggles, it's been on the shoulders of Mark Ingram, who is a legitimate Heisman candidate, granted. And his signature moment was in that South Carolina game. It happened to be his peak, his high point was McElroy's low point. When you looked at it, 246 yards rushing on the ground, 24 carries. You can't say enough about what he's meant to this offense. But Nick Saban said, look, you can't just take what the defense has given you. We want to stretch the football field. We want to throw the ball downfield. It doesn't matter if you're having success. It has an impact on how that defense is going to play you.
Julio Jones, where are you? 229 receiving yards in just 1 score. Yeah, he's getting a lot of double teams, but at some point, he needs to get some numbers up there for Alabama. Alabama offense has been a little bit stagnant lately, but enough to remain unbeaten, although they have now fallen to number 3 in the BCS standings, trailing number 1 Florida and number 2 Texas. As you take a look at the remaining schedules for these 2 teams, pretty obvious. This is the game that matters if you want to win the SEC West.
Tired of fumbling with your tools or wasting time trying to find them? Hi, Billy Mays here for the Tool Bandit. When 2 hands just aren't enough, reach for the Tool Bandit. It's a lightweight magnetic band that provides a safe, secure place to hold all your tools and parts. It holds wrenches, screwdrivers, nuts, nails, and bolts, even a heavy hammer, all at the same time. You always have the right tools where and when you need them. Stop dropping, dragging, stretching. Take the nails out of your mouth. Whether you're up a ladder, under a car, or in those impossible to work areas, with the Tool Bandit, your tools and parts are always an easy reach. Any job, big or small, the Tool Bandit tackles them all. It's perfect for crafters, carpenters, mechanics, or do-it-yourselfers. Who needs a toolbox when all you need is the Tool Bandit?
The Tool Bandit makes a great gift for any hobbyist or do-it-yourselfer. Tool Bandit is available at these participating retailers. When 2 hands are not enough, get Tool Bandit.
I dream. I dream. I dream I can touch the stars. I dream I can make the big play. I dream I can uncover the truth. I dream I can light up the stage. I dream I can build a business empire. I dream I can change the world.
I'm Bob Vila. To me, a room is more than a place to live. It's an expression of who you are. And nothing makes a room stand out like Bellawood hardwood floors. Bellawood floors are 100% solid wood. They're pre-finished and come in over 120 choices.
I saw the Australian cypress and I knew this is it.
Bellawood's finish is 3 times more durable than other brands, and it's backed by a 50-year warranty.
My installer said this is the best wood flooring he's ever used.
Call or click now for a free Bellawood catalog. Bellawood.
Now on sale at Lumber Liquidators.
Meet Bob. Bob's helping us see where it's easier to find money. In there, or when you compare auto insurance prices at Esurance. Fill out one easy online form for real-time prices from Esurance and other leading companies. Then Esurance helps you buy from the place that saves you the most. How much you got?
$53.
Good work. But Esurance is a better one-stop shop to find cash. Drivers who compare rates at Esurance save $451 a year on average. Find your cash in minutes at Esurance.
We welcome you back to halftime. Coming up a little bit later today in Big Ten play, number 16 Ohio State at number 11 Penn State. Battle of the two teams tied for second in the Big Ten behind Iowa. Ohio State, though, controls their destiny. A win here today and then a win next week at home versus Iowa. They once again will win the Big Ten. Terrell Pryor has been a big part of their success, a big part of their failure as well. 12 total turnovers is really kind of the number that startles you if you're a Buckeye fan.
Absolutely it does. It's funny just talking those numbers, number 16 versus number 11. You wouldn't have thought that going into the season that the third guy, Iowa, would be on top of these two squads. But that's exactly where we are. They're still alive, as you pointed out, in this Big Ten race. But you look at Terrell Pryor, obviously he's had his issues throughout this season, especially passing the football. They've yet to see him really evolve as this passer, especially in tight games. When the pressure is on, he seemingly disappears. He played better, in fact, took better of the football even. As a true freshman, you see him now obviously squandering, floundering a little bit. 9 picks, 3 fumbles, and that really makes it difficult when you're facing a solid defense like Penn State. They're going to be able to contain Terrell Pryor in that running game. Navarro Bowman is healthy. Sean Lee is healthy at the linebacker position. Those guys can run. They're going to force him or try to force Pryor to take this ball into his own hands and see if he can't air it out a little bit. But we're not going to let you run sideline to sideline and beat us with your feet.
Penn State defense, number 1 in the nation in points allowed. Just 9.3 points allowed per game. That is startling. Whenever you're under double digits, it's amazing. Daryl Clark, started strong, but again, it was against a weaker schedule. And then once the Big Ten meat of that schedule came in, his numbers started to dip a little bit. He's still got the confidence in Joe Paterno, but we're still not sure what we're going to see from him week in and week out.
It's funny because offensively, from a statistical standpoint, he's starting to trend back up. We're seeing him, he's completing more passes, he's taking care of the football better, but it's also because he hasn't faced a top 50 defense since that Iowa game. So you got to be a little bit careful. You're starting to hear a little bit of Heisman chatter about Daryl Clark, and really he's lacked that come-from-behind type of victory in his career. We've talked about him. He's had a tremendous career at Penn State at that quarterback position. He is the centerpiece of what they're doing. Even though Evan Royster can contribute, he'll have difficulty on the ground against this Ohio State defense. It's going to have to start and end with Daryl Clark, and he's going to have to take care of the football better, much like he has in recent games.
And it'll be interesting to see the reaction Terrell Pryor gets. Pryor, a native of Western PA. The Penn State fans will not be overly welcome to have him come back home after he spurned the Nittany Lions. You take a look at the numbers. Number 11 Penn State hosting number 16 Ohio State. The Buckeyes win, and they control their destiny in the Big Ten.
So word's getting out that Geico can help people save in even more ways. On motorcycle insurance, RV, camper, boat insurance. Nice work, everyone.
Well, it's easy for him. He's a cute little lizard.
Gecko, actually.
With all due respect, if I was tiny and green and had a British accent, I'd have more folks paying attention to me, too. Save money. Pip, pip, cheerio.
British? I thought you were Australian.
Well, it's funny you should ask, because actually, I'm from...
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
You cut, rip, and tear, but your brownies never turn out square. Need a hand? Now there's Perfect Brownie Pan, the new non-stick way to bake, slice, and serve perfect brownies. Just pour in your batter, insert the divider, and bake. Yum! 18 chocolatey brownies sliced all at once. And look, the bottom and sides separate, so anytime it goes on this rack, Perfect Brownie becomes the sweetest party serving tray. This patent-pending design bakes each brownie separately, so they're moist inside and chewy outside. Holidays, anniversaries, or barbecues. Just bake, slice, and serve. Plus, it's dishwasher safe. Perfect Brownie Pan comes with the gooey and chewy recipe guide for only $19.95. You'll also receive these decorative stencils to make festive treats free. You get the complete Perfect Brownie Pan, 10 stencils, and recipe guide for only $19.95.
To order the Perfect Brownie Pan for $19.95 plus $8.95 processing and handling, call 1-800-881-0877. That's 1-800-881-0877. Don't wait. Call now.
Another big game for us this weekend, and we're home at the Rent.
I'll be there, Coach.
Very few schools in the country have the history and tradition like we have here at Syracuse. It's my job to start a new chapter.
Hey guys, check out our highlights on the Big East website.
Hey man, great catch.
Oh, what are you doing, George? You better not be posting this on YouTube or you're in big trouble.
That's hilarious. Did he really just eat all those lobsters? I think he did.
Number 13, Pittsburgh at home today against Syracuse. They lead it by 10 at the half. Pittsburgh controls its own destiny. They're trying to win a Big East title. And getting a little bit of a rub here from the Orange today. Look at the first half stats. That turnover for Syracuse really killing the Orange. It was really the only mistake that quarterback Greg Paulus made in that first half, but it cost him.
It really wasn't his fault. Right now, Greg Paulus can't buy a break. That was a tip ball at the line of scrimmage. His running back doesn't take good enough angle on Greg Williams, and Greg Williams in there to make a play on the football and return it for 6. That one hurts. But if you're Syracuse, you got to think that you're in this game. You have played tough against Pitt, and you got every right to go out and try and win this thing. If you're Pittsburgh, you got to try and get something going offensively and be more productive.
Cameron Sadler from the 13-yard line has a seam. Great return out to the 46. A 36-yard return for Sadler makes up for that gaffe at the opening of this game.
Yeah, if you're going to try and get something going in the second half, it helps to start out with great field position. That's exactly what he gives his team right now. And we'll see what Frank Cignetti and this Pitt offense does in terms of getting themselves going. And again, they got to find a way to get Dion Lewis in this game.
Lewis has been kind of quiet. Had 7 carries for 60 yards in the first half. They open it up throwing here in the second half, and it's Dickerson with a first down. A gain of 12. Dickerson in that first half was excellent, as he had 4 catches for 74 yards. Has 86 yards receiving on the day.
And a quick timing throw for Pittsburgh right out of the gate, because pass protection started to break down in that second quarter. Syracuse turning up the heat. Cignetti comes out, and Bill Stull, quick rhythm timing throw to Dickerson in the flat.
Stull now over 4,400 career passing yards. He moved into 7th all-time on the Pitt list in the first half. Back to the ground. It's Dion Lewis. You know, you and I were talking at halftime, Dave, that we thought something might have happened to Lewis, because when the game started, he was involved. And then toward the end of the second half, he disappeared. He had 1 touch in the last 19 plays for Pitt, but he did start this series.
Yeah, glad to see him back out there, but they've got depth at running back with Ray Graham and Henry Hynoski. And so they got guys back there, but Dion Lewis is a big part of what you do.
Stull. Good pocket presence, and he's going to run. You know, and that's what Frank Cignetti was talking about with us this week about Bill Stull, how he has matured as a quarterback. There's good pocket presence there. It's a gain of 6, and it'll bring up 3rd down and very manageable.
Yeah, you're going to see Bill Stull right there again. Protection starts to break down. He feels edge pressure. He hitches up in the pocket. Again, he's going through his progression, not there, feels pressure, checks back over the middle. Okay, great. Now what I do? Run the football, pick up some positive yardage. Great progression, great example of him going through his progression, moving in the pocket, and then making something positive happen for their offense.
I'm going to actually measure to see if he didn't get the first down. Bill Stull last year was booed by fans. He threw more interceptions than touchdowns. This year, quite the reverse. 16 touchdown passes, only 4 interceptions.
Yeah, and you talk to people, I mean, talk about one of the better turnarounds in college football at the position this year. He's playing at a very high level. Again, look at the numbers there. And part of what he's done is his understanding of the protections, where he's vulnerable, where he's not, his ability to go through his progressions. And so he's got all the skills. He can make any throw on the field. He's got great feel. His pocket presence has gotten so much better. And he's got the functional intelligence to play the position.
There were some doubts even among Dave Wanstead that Bill Stull would be a starting quarterback this year. He has been from the get-go, and he's been excellent. So 3rd down and inches. Handoff to the fullback, Hynoski. He is the short yardage back, and he gets enough to move the chains.
Yeah, that time Pitt comes out in 22 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Hit the quick hitter with Hajnowski. And, 260 pounds, you got to figure he can pick up that yard.
Dave Wanstead said, we want to try and get him more touches today.
Yeah, people think he's just a big fullback. He is an athlete back there, a gifted athlete. Natural catcher of the football as well out of the backfield.
On first down from the 33, behind Hajnowski, this is Lewis.
28, Dion Lewis.
And E.J. Carter knocks him down after a gain of 1. Pittsburgh, on 5 drives in the first half, settled for 2 field goals, had 1 missed field goal and 2 punts. I'm sure that the offense can show a little more cohesiveness here in the second half.
Yeah, kind of get a feel on executing your game plan. Not a lot of smooth sailing there in that first half. The first possession they go down and get a field goal on the board, they punt, then they hit another field goal. So, got to translate those into touchdowns.
On 2nd and 10, here's Stoll. Dumps it off short. Caught by Lewis. A race to the end zone. Dives to the corner. And they're going to mark him out. They will mark him out at the 1-yard line. A gain of 30 for Lewis. Great athleticism after the catch.
Great athleticism, great execution. Nice design, a little slip screen inside to the running back. Again, trying to find ways to deal with the pressure of the Syracuse defensive front. Look at Bill Stoll, put it right on the money. And here's Dion Lewis. Talk about getting more involved, running the football as a receiver. Again, making guys miss, getting to the outside, and trying to finish the run in the end zone.
It's the longest reception of the year. Thus, the career for Dion Lewis, 30 yards. And Pittsburgh's got it first down and goal to go from less than a yard out.
This Mike Holmes looks like he was banged up on the play.
He's going to come off. Pitt looking to add to their lead. And now we're going to get a timeout called for by Syracuse. And we're going to take a break as well. 12:07 to go here, third quarter. 13-3 Pitt.
Welcome to Freedom TV, the show dedicated to bringing you products that make your daily life easier and more convenient. I'm Ava Mataya Lawrence.
And I'm Mitch Lawrence. Today we're featuring the amazing new mess-free solution to carrying food and beverages, or just organizing your belongings.
Presenting the Freedom Tray, made in America, used everywhere. Whether it's in your car, watching TV, boating, camping, at the game, the race, or serving up burgers at the tailgate party, the Freedom Tray will make your daily life easier and more convenient.
The Freedom Tray weighs only 1.5 pounds and collapses down to just 1 inch thick. With its legs extended and locked into place, the Freedom Tray is a sturdy table at a moment's notice.
How many times have you made a mess of your car or van? Juggling drinks at the drive-thru, fries on the floor, soda on the seat. It's a nightmare. With a Freedom Tray, it's hassle-free.
Right now, when you buy 2 Freedom Trays, get a 3rd tray absolutely free. 1-877-511-TRAY. Online at freedomtray.com. Stay tuned to find out more.
Okay, you're at the big game, and your whole family is counting on you to bring the food and drinks back from the concession stand before the next pitch.
With the Freedom Tray, you can carry it all without the mess.
Tailgating for some is the best part of the game. Be prepared for the best tailgate party ever with a Freedom Tray. No matter what the grill master serves up, the Freedom Tray can handle it. Be sure to order yours today and let the Freedom Tray save you from the mess and hassle of carrying food and beverages, no matter where you are.
Order yours today. 1-877-511-TRAY. 1-877-511-TRAY. Or order your Freedom Tray online at freedomtray.com. The Freedom Tray is only $19.95, but with this special TV offer, if you order 2 Freedom Trays, we'll give you 1 free. Order yours today. The Freedom Tray, made in America, used everywhere.
Pittsburgh's in the hunt for the Big East's automatic bowl championship series berth. They've got it now, first down goal to go from the 1.
Watch for some play action pass right here.
Hynoski hit in the backfield. Did he get to the end zone? Syracuse says no, he didn't. Their opinion doesn't matter. Still no signal from the officials.
Boy, those early penetration by Syracuse, that defensive front. You've got to seal off the line of scrimmage as an offensive line in short yardage situations. You see 25 right there, Darrell Smith come unblocked. You have to seal off the line of scrimmage. You have to execute your double teams and keep your eyes at the second level to avoid run-throughs. And that's exactly what Darrell Smith does.
Smith, the excellent senior. And Stull takes it himself this time. Still no signal from the officials.
They are not marking him. They're marking him down.
And it's going to be third down.
Well, Pittsburgh tried to get up there in a hurry with that little bit of distance to go. Quick snap with a quarterback sneak. Catch Syracuse off guard.
There's 97, Arthur Jones. He's the guy that made the initial stop. See what they do here on third and goal. Lewis, touchdown Pitt. 12th rushing touchdown of the year for Dion Lewis. And now a little breathing room for the Panthers.
Yeah, load it up. Use Hynoski as a lead blocker. Get Dion Lewis the ball. And like we talked about, he is a very strong player. Functional strength, weight room strength combined to give him unusual power for a guy of his size.
And they say his bench is 360.
Yeah, that's that's more than double his body weight. Almost double his body weight.
That's ridiculous. Hutchins with the extra point. 21-3 Pitt.
Pitt 20, Syracuse 3.
Check that, 21-3 Pitt.
Pretty good company right there.
Yeah.
If you're Dion Lewis, huh? Most points scored. Look at that. Tony Dorsett, Larry Fitzgerald, LaShawn McCoy. Two of those guys are playing on Sundays. One guy played for a long time. Number 33, one of the all-time greats.
Tony Dorsett. Back in the early 70s. On that turf.
It looks like they speeded up the film. That's how quick he was. Truly one of the great all-time running backs in college football, what they were able to accomplish at Pitt.
There's Dorsett. His career numbers. 4-time All-American at Pitt.
4-time first-team All-American.
He's part of that 76 national championship team, which was quarterbacked by Matt Cavanaugh, who was the offensive coordinator here at Pitt up until last year and now has moved on to the NFL. A lot of people think that it was Dan Marino that was the quarterback, but he came a little later.
Yeah.
So 20-3 Pitt. They have scored 20 unanswered points. Luke Briggs out of a hold, kicks it deep. Mike Jones in the end zone will take a knee. So much for being worried about Dion Lewis. I think you and I had suggested that maybe he got dinged up in that first half, but he's had 10 carries now for 66 yards and a touchdown. And perhaps Dave Wanstead just using Ray Graham a little bit more, because that is a nice 1-2 punch.
Well, they also figured, probably one of the same question. Hey, how come Lewis doesn't have more touches? And they fixed that in that first possession, taking care of business coming out after halftime. Great halftime adjustments by Pitt offensively to come out and score on that possession.
Ryan Nassib under center for the Orange. Play fake, and it's played well over the middle. Intercepted. Picked off by Jared Holly. Back to midfield. Both Paulus and Nassib have been picked off today. Both of those passes deflected.
Wow. I love Syracuse getting aggressive with their play action pass, taking a shot with Nassib down the field. Again, look at the fake. It's there. Watch the arm of Nassib deliver the ball. Great on time, but a defensive play and tip to put the ball in the air by Giovanni Chappelle. See that right there? Great play with the left hand in front of the receiver. Make sure you don't interfere. Cause the interception.
Nice move. Lewis gets into the secondary. A gain of 14 and a first down for Dion Lewis. And now all the momentum with Pitt.
We talk about Dion Lewis. Look at the footwork in the hole. Hop, hop, left, right, boom. Everything moving north and south. And remember, this kid is only a freshman. Watch the body control. Boom, pivot, hop, hop, slide. Boy, that is vision. That's quick-footedness in the hole.
Still wants to throw here on first down, and it's incomplete. It was intended for his big tight end, Nate Byam. When Dave Wanstead was considering Dion Lewis, he never saw him in person. He only saw him on tape. And it only took 4 plays for Wanstead to see Lewis before he decided that's the guy we want, and they offered him a scholarship.
Well, they knew they needed to reload at the position, but they also knew they wanted a guy that had the ability to come in early. And he goes, wait a minute, look at this guy. Not only can he come in early, but anybody notice what he can do with the football?
Here he is again. Gets it to the outside. Little wiggle. And out close to the 30-yard line. Chandler Jones, the defensive end, brings him down.
And you see him finish that run, you know, laying some pad, not just taking a blow from the defender, trying to deliver one as well. And I guess the thing that really impresses me him the most is, and Wanstead talked about it, he hasn't missed any practices. In spring, he's been durable, and it's really toughness, the ability to, you know, and maturity level to know what it's like to get hit, to realize the difference between pain and injury and when you're sore or not, and find a way to callous your muscles and get used to carrying the load of multiple carries through the course of a game and a season.
And he'll get it inside the 30 here.
Lewis on the carry.
He's got 13 carries now for 85 yards, so it's a pretty good bet. He is going to get to 100 yards rushing today. He has done that 5 times already this year. 4th down and 4. And it took a while, but now the field goal unit is going to come out. And Dan Hutchins will attempt this field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt. He's already hit once from 45. He is 2 for 2 today. No good.
No good.
Did a little bit.
47-yard field goal attempt. No good. The score remains.
Once again, the Syracuse defense holds.
20-3. 8:31 to go in the third.
Every day, we generate 8 times the information found in all U.S. libraries.
Where does it come from?
Store transactions, market movements,
Emails, photos, videos, blogs.
What if technology could capture all this information
and turn it into intelligence?
We could identify patterns faster.
We could predict with greater confidence.
Convert data into action.
Smarter information means smarter decisions.
Smarter decisions build a smarter planet.
That's what I'm working on.
I'm an IBMer.
What's IBM doing?
Nafanya kazi IBM.
Let's build
the smarter planet.
We're cutting the cost of Yuletide, taking the bah humbug out of your budget, and amping up the merry in your Christmas. We're lowering prices on everything you need to make your home and the season more festive, adding more jingle to your pockets and more happy to your holidays. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Come in today and recycle any old Christmas lights, working or not, for $3 off energy-efficient LED lights.
Before you ever love it, the Nissan Altima goes through over 5,000 tests. No wonder J.D. Power and Associates ranked it highest in initial quality. The new Nissan Altima, quality you can love.
Fans are pumped up and ready to go, maybe as much as the team for this week's battle against the Orange.
Another W for the Panthers, and we'll move up to number 10.
Could be one of the biggest games in Pitt football's Heinz Field history.
It's going to be nuts. I'm looking forward to the game.
I think we have the momentum going for us, that we have the student support, that we're going to win Syracuse game, no problem.
From the University of Pittsburgh campus in Oakland, this has been Justin Downs for ESPNU Campus Connection.
Campus Connection brings you campus life through the eyes and voices of the students. And right now, the students very pleased with the way the home team is playing, 20-3, even though they've left some points out on the field. A couple of missed field goals now for the Panthers.
Yeah, they sure have. But one thing I like the way Pitt responded, come out in their first possession of the second half and looking like the offense that we've seen on tape and really their identity. Couldn't capitalize on that last possession, missed field goals. But I like what I see so far in the second half.
In Hutchins' defense, that was a 47-yarder. It would have been a career long. So now Syracuse goes back to work on offense. Greg Paulus back in a quarterback. He'll give it to DeLon Carter, who's had an excellent day. Max Gruder meets him after a gain of 1. So Syracuse takes over. There you see DeLon Carter, 137 of the team's yards. He's got the lion's share and then some. Look at that.
Yeah, a couple big runs early in the football game got him kind of jump-started those numbers. But he's a guy that's he's got to be productive, especially on first down, to give them a chance to execute their offense.
Now Ryan Nassib back in. Nassib complete to the 40-yard line. Caught by Michael Jones. Oh, now they're going to say incomplete. And the last time Nassib threw a pass, it was intercepted. That one incomplete after it looked like Jones had a corral.
Well, Max Gruder had a nice job in coverage there in front of the receiver. And here's what Nassib did. He put the ball behind. In one place, his receiver can make a play on it.
Syracuse 0 for 5 on third down. Nassib. Penalty flag down.
It's going to be a holding call.
A referee today, John McDade.
Holding. Number 73, offense. Penalties declined. Fourth down.
Jonathan Meldrum, the right tackle. Boy, you talk about a lot of shuffling on the offensive line.
Yeah, that's
Syracuse has had it.
That's a one position where you need guys to play together to be healthy. But, you know, that time he had tough duty against Jabal Sheard. Made a big inside move on him. All Meldrum could do was tackle him to take down. The official saw it.
This will be the 5th punt for Syracuse. Aaron Smith back deep for Pitt. Rob Long. Decent kick. And fair catch at the 24 for Smith. Syracuse. 5 punts now, 2 interceptions since that opening field goal.
Here's the men's room marathon.
Going over and over.
Now the night game.
Waking up to go.
These guys should see their doctors.
Those could be urinary symptoms due to BPH and enlarged prostate.
But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer.
When taking Flomax, avoid driving or hazardous tasks until you know how Flomax will affect you, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting.
Tell your doctor about all medications you take. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax.
Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you.
For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
Inventors, InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Call 1-800-236-7211 for free information. That's 1-800-236-7211.
Are you among the millions of Americans struggling to pay your bills?
If so, let me answer some of your questions and provide you with the right information so you can make the best choice for you and your family.
If I file bankruptcy, will I lose everything I own?
No. Almost everyone who files for bankruptcy gets to keep their home, cars, and personal belongings.
Will filing bankruptcy ruin my credit forever?
No. Over 90% of the people who file bankruptcy can improve their credit scores over time.
Most people don't realize that bankruptcy was enacted by Congress to give those in debt a fresh start.
Isn't it better to use one of those bill consolidation or debt settlement companies I see on TV?
Truth is, no. 75% of those programs actually fail, leaving you with a very poor credit score and most of your bills. As the largest bankruptcy firm in the country, we really can eliminate your bills once and for all.
Just go online to LegalHelpersTV.com for a free consultation or call 800-242-1326 and get a fresh start.
Welcome back to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. ESPN and ESPNU salute all of our veterans. On behalf of the ESPN family of networks, we thank you for your service. Veterans Day coming up on the 11th.
Amen to that.
Absolutely. Probably the most famous football playing veteran Pittsburgh football fans remember, Rocky Blyer. Vietnam vet. Yep. Well, end around Jonathan Baldwin. He's been quiet today. Shakes loose. Down at the 15. A 60-yard run for Jonathan Baldwin.
There's the end around. Baldwin had been a little quiet. We talked about what kind of athlete he is. You see him get the ball, he picks up one block outside, he makes the other guy miss, Nico Scott, and he is up the sideline. And that is a big cat right there running with the football at 6'5", all with 225. And he runs a sub 4.40. I mean, the guy is an athlete.
And it's 6'5", 225, tough to bring down. Stalled to the corner of the end zone. Caught! Dorin Dickerson, touchdown Pitt. Now that's a scoring drive.
Little creativity, and what do you got to do? Hey, we got to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers starting the second half. Dion Lewis, Jonathan Baldwin, Dorin Dickerson. You see him use his body to body the defensive back out. Watch Bill Stull lay the ball out there for him, slightly underthrown, but watch Dickerson use his body to shield out the Syracuse defender, Shamarko Thomas. Watch it come in. That is a catch. He is up, maintains possession all the way down, cradle. That is a touchdown.
Replay official is Donald George. They're taking a look at this just to make sure he was in, and
1-2.
Sure looks like it.
And a knee.
For Dorin Dickerson, that's his 10th touchdown catch of the season. That leads all tight ends in the country.
After further review, the player did make a catch. Both feet came down inbounds, and he retained possession of the ball all the way to the ground. It is a touchdown.
There he is, Dorin Dickerson, the hybrid. First career 100-yard receiving game. He has 6 catches now for exactly 100 yards and that touchdown.
Well, we talked about, one, getting the ball to your playmakers and finding the matchup you're looking for. And anytime they can get Dickerson one-on-one with the linebacker, they're going to take it. Result is a touchdown.
27-3 Pitt. 6:37 to go here in the third quarter. Dickerson was a running back in high school. He played linebacker here at Pitt as a sophomore. He has finally found a home as a versatile hybrid player.
Yeah, and then didn't quite know how to use him. But when Frank Cignetti came in, the offense he wanted to run, he fit so well with what they want to do. Multiple tight ends, H-back, fullback type positions. You know, they've got the players, and he's an integral part of what they do offensively to create matchup problems for the defense.
We had a chance to talk with him yesterday at the Pittsburgh practice facility in the hallways there. A very nice young man from Imperial, Pennsylvania. And this senior season has put him on the map, and the people that know at Pitt think he's got a bright NFL future.
Well, NFL scouts come in, and you know, you have to run that type of offense. He's going to be a great special teams player, but you get in an offense that knows how to use that position, and coordinators in the NFL game is really about mismatches and matchups and finding those within the game and finding a package where a player fits in. His skill set will translate to the NFL.
2 plays, 75 yards in under a minute. And it's a 24-point lead for the Panthers. Syracuse will start at the 20. Let's check in with Rob Stone.
We take you to the SEC. South Carolina, their first play from scrimmage of the second half. Steven Garcia to freshman Alshon Jeffrey. Gone. 80-yard score, his 6th TD of the season. Garcia 10 of 17, 165 yards and 1 touch.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Of course, don't forget SportsCenter U starting at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It'll re-air throughout the day on Sunday. Get caught up on everything that's gone on today in college football. Greg Paulus, he hands off on the end around to Dante Davis. He's dropped at the 28, a gain of 8. So now 9 yards of total offense here for Syracuse in the third quarter. Up to that play, just 1 yard for the Orange. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh has turned it on. They've got 150 yards of total offense in the quarter.
Well, you look at the number of plays, too, when you come out first play of the second half and throw a pick down the field. I love the aggressive nature of it. Just a great play. Really 2 bad breaks for Syracuse on the 2 turnovers of the game. They've really been the big difference in this effort here today.
Second down and short, and it's DeLon Carter. And he's tough to bring down. I think you mentioned it last week, from the waist down, how strong he is. Just tough legs.
He's a horse. Now, and he runs with passion. Runs with a lot of heart. And that's something you can't coach. You know, what are you going to do when the sledding gets tough? What are you going to do on contact? What are you going to do when there's more guys around your legs and you know what to do with? Can you keep driving? Can you push the pile?
He's got 15 carries for 154. Unfortunately for Syracuse, they don't have much else offensively. It's Carter again. And he's got another first down. He rushed for a career-high 170 and 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago, having another big day today.
Just that read zone back across the line of scrimmage from right to left, and he sees the hole, sees the seam, and does not hesitate. Now, look at the guns on that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's put together now.
And with no Antoine Bailey, he's suspended. Seeing a lot of DeLon Carter today, more than maybe you would normally see. Reverses field after he ran into a closed door in the backfield, and he turns it into something positive. Jabal Sheard, the defensive end, finally brings him down, and now he's up to 143. 17 carries, 143 for Carter. Again, if you're just tuning in and don't know what's happened at Syracuse this week, Doug Marrone has lost 6 players coming into this game. 1 quit. That's Mike Williams, their best offensive player. He's a wide receiver. 3 were suspended, and 2 regular players out with injuries.
Yeah, it's all about, you know, towing the line in your program, accountability.
Now hitting the backfield here is Avery Collier, 3rd string tailback. And a couple of injury updates now that have been passed along from the Syracuse athletic department. Cody Catalina, the tight end, we saw him take a hit in the first half. He will not return. He's out with a knee injury. And defensively, strong safety Max Suter has left the game with an arm injury, so they're even further depleted. Third down and 3. Play fake. Paulus throws it out to the flat. It's caught by Carl Cutler. Backup tight end. He's got enough for a first down and more. Gain of 17 for Cutler. He's in there for Catalina.
And watch Greg Paulus here. You know, little play action fake up inside. Look, he's staring down the gun barrel right now. He's got a big defensive end. Going to put his helmet right in his chest, but he stands tall, delivers the ball to Cutler on time and accurately.
And now Paulus goes to the sideline. Nassib comes back in. They tag in and out. Nassib keeps, and probably wishing he didn't. Met in the backfield by Adam Gunn. Now, Adam Gunn is a unique story, too. Granted, a rare 6th year of eligibility by the NCAA. He suffered that neck injury last year. It's an amazing sight just seeing him out there, considering what happened.
Yeah, you know, he'll come back from something like that, and really they've missed him a little bit this season. And talking to defensive coordinator Phil Bennett, he says, you know, we have him in that NC State game. I guarantee you we don't lose that game. That's the kind of impact he has on our defense.
Another end around, and again it's Dante Davis. And he is met as he steps inside the 25. More on Adam Gunn having a stellar senior season. We see the Campus Connection bio information on Mr. Gunn from Vandergrift, Pennsylvania.
They talk about him not being a great athlete, but he makes a lot of plays. A very smart player in the right position, and that's half the key to making any kind of play, is being in the right position to make it. You know, can you line up right? Can you make your keys? And then can you make the play once you're in position?
Syracuse calls timeout. And yeah, they were without Gunn for that game against North Carolina State. The only loss thus far for Pitt. And if you remember back to that game, Pittsburgh blew a 14-point second half lead to the Wolfpack. Otherwise, you're looking at the Panthers being 8-0 right now.
Undefeated. But they learned some valuable lessons in that game, too. Hey, you know, how important it is to finish what you started. Don't leave anything on the field. And Dave Wannstedt talked to us about that. And really talked to his team. Talked to his team as well about during the bye week. And every Thursday he takes time as a head coach to meet with his team one-on-one. And not just talk football, but talk, you know, adversity, big picture stuff of going, hey, remember who we are, how we got here, and look what we have facing us in the future. Notre Dame, West Virginia, Cincinnati. I mean, that's not an easy schedule, but it's not just easy. It's a heck of an opportunity to make some noise.
Pressure on third down. Nassib got rid of it. Complete to Davis. A gain of 5, well short of the first down, about a yard and a half short. And so now fourth down for the Orange. And Nassib stay out there.
You know, and to continue what he was saying about their journey in the Big East, is that 2 of their 4 wins in conference, they had to come from behind to win. And so things haven't always been easy. Remember who you are. Remember how you got there.
Penalty flag goes against Syracuse. 12 men in the huddle.
Substitution issues for Syracuse right there.
Getting back to Pitt's schedule, the teams that they have left, Notre Dame, West Virginia, Cincinnati, they are combined 20-4. I mean, if Pitt is going to finish strong, get to a BCS game, they're going to really have to earn it. Nassib throws it incomplete. And Pitt will take over on downs.
And as Romeus putting pressure on Nassib, he felt it. As he's pushing the pocket, giving edge pressure. Nassib never got his feet settled, could have put the ball out there accurately to give his player, his running back, a chance to make a play.
So now Bill Stull, and the Panthers offense will come back out. Panthers averaging over 34 points per game. Almost a touchdown per game more than this time last year. Could hit that today. Here is Stull. Dickerson again, and again in space. Man, he's fun to watch. A first down, a gain of 16. Let's get another update in the studio with Rob Stone.
Guys, Colt McCoy letting it rip today as number 2 Texas hosts UCF. This put the cap on a 15-play, 87-yard drive, a 14-yard touchdown to James Kirkendall. McCoy 333 yards passing.
You know, it was last year about this time that Texas slipped in November, lost that game in Lubbock. Do you see that happening this year? Are they gonna stumble down the stretch?
I think they're a wiser team. I think their schedule's a little bit easier. And I think they learned some lessons about not wasting an opportunity and taking care of business. Heard Mac Brown talking about it on our coaches show. And that's what he talked about. He goes, look, we're a smarter team. That's what we got to do. And Colt McCoy, he's leading the ship.
Texas, one of the undefeated teams. So is Iowa, but the Hawkeyes losing right now. That doesn't necessarily mean anything because the Hawkeyes have trailed in 8 of the 9 games they played this year. Last week they trailed Indiana by 14 before winning that game. So don't count the Hawks out yet. Stull's got it. Nice play fake. Lobs it up. Down the middle of the field. Picked off. Penalty flag down. Philip Thomas has it. Now there is another flag down. Thomas into Pitt territory down at the 33. Actually 3 total flags. They can't throw any more flags down there.
They don't have any more left.
There's even an official without a hat. He threw that too.
The backfield judge, hatless and flagless. It's a bad combination.
That would be just the 5th interception thrown by Stull this year. He's done such a good job curbing that back from a year ago. We'll see if it stands up.
Trying to throw that touch pass, running to his left, and you got to swing those shoulders around and then feather it in.
We have multiple fouls by the defense. Prior to the change of possession, holding on number 13 against an eligible receiver. That will result in an automatic first down after a 10-yard penalty. We also had an illegal block below the waist, number 97 on defense after the interception. The penalties declined. And another block below the waist on number 97 defense. That penalty is also declined.
The hat
trick. First down Pitt.
The hat trick against the Orange. Oh. You know, sometimes if Syracuse didn't have bad luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all.
Yeah, you know, tough sledding. You look at the last couple weeks, especially playing some tough football teams and playing hard, but really beating themselves in some ways.
Yeah. It's 3 penalties against the Orange. They've got 4 total now. First down and 10 late here in the 3rd quarter for the Panthers. Leading it by 24 and looking for more. Stull pitches it back to Dion Lewis. It's been another impressive day for Lewis, as he's got now 14 carries for 90 yards, and it's likely the last play of the quarter. Now, it took a while, but now Pitt has this game right where they want it.
Yeah, they certainly do, and offensively, they're getting the ball to their playmakers.
Dion Lewis, the true freshman out of Albany, New York. He has been good today as Pitt tries to stay unbeaten in the Big East.
Take a look at 3rd quarter sales.
Going to Burger Town. Want anything?
If they still have the Can My Butt Look Any Bigger meal, will you get me one?
Me too. And I'll have the extra tight pants combo.
Tom?
How about the feel so bloated I just want to sleep for 3 days meal?
The same. And a bucket of please keep your shirt on.
Instead of greasy fast food, spice things up with the all-new low-fat buffalo chicken sub at Subway. Now part of a Subway Fresh Fit meal. It's a simple way to enjoy eating better. Subway. Eat fresh.
Tired of fumbling with your tools or wasting time trying to find them? Hi, Billy Mays here for the Tool Bandit. When two hands just aren't enough, reach for the Tool Bandit. It's a lightweight magnetic band that provides a safe, secure place to hold all your tools and parts. It holds wrenches, screwdrivers, nuts, nails, and bolts, even a heavy hammer, all at the same time. You always have the right tools where and when you need them. Stop dropping, dragging, stretching. Take the nails out of your mouth. Whether you're up a ladder, under a car, or in those impossible to work areas, with the Tool Bandit, your tools and parts are always an easy reach. Any job, big or small, the Tool Bandit tackles them all. It's perfect for crafters, carpenters, mechanics, or do-it-yourselfers. Who needs a toolbox when all you need is the Tool Bandit?
The Tool Bandit makes a great gift for any hobbyist or do-it-yourselfer. Tool Bandit is available at these participating retailers. When two hands are not enough, get Tool Bandit.
This week on Countdown, we honor Veterans Day with the first TV interview from Pat Tillman's widow, Marie.
In a lot of ways, his actions spoke far louder than any words could.
And go inside the Wildcat offense with a look back at the Dolphins-Patriots game that started a sensation. Then, childcare, Ocho Cinco style.
Child, please. Y'all don't listen.
Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN, presented by IBM.
They're singing Sweet Caroline here at Heinz Field.
A little Neil Diamond.
Number 13, Pitt. 7-1, 4-0 in the Big East. Trying to stay undefeated, looking like it's going to work out that way as we head to the fourth quarter. Here are the numbers through 3. Already over 400 yards of total offense are the Panthers.
Yeah, and starting to find themselves on both sides of the ball. You know, they've got to get back on track. Notre Dame coming down, like we said, West Virginia and Cincinnati.
They're still singing that song.
Love it.
They're fired up. It is just a gorgeous day here in Pittsburgh. Dion Lewis will get one. The numbers on Bill Stull, the Pittsburgh quarterback, 14 of 19, 209 yards and a touchdown. He hasn't been flashy today, just good.
Just consistent, you know, taking what's there, you know, held on the ball a couple times in the pocket, some protection breakdown issues early on. But when you look at his numbers, at the end of the day, he is not making mistakes that cost them games.
Stull getting some pressure this time, gets rid of it. Out to Dion Lewis. You know, we were talking with Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator, about Stull's presence in the pocket. That was a one-hitch throw. Got rid of it right on the money.
That's right. Hitch up in the pocket, feel the edge pressure, get rid of the football down the field. And there's Frank, if you can see him.
He's got the blue jacket on, I believe, right? It's hard to tell there with the glare. But he's up there. Frank Signetti, first-year offensive coordinator for the Panthers, back in his hometown after spending last season as the offensive coordinator at Cal. He almost teared up yesterday when he was talking about Pittsburgh pride. He is so happy to be home.
The greatest city in the world, and today is a great example of it.
Dion Lewis again down to the 25, a gain of 7. He's also been the offensive coordinator at North Carolina, at Fresno State. He's been away for a while, and glad to have he and his wife and their 3 daughters back in a city that they love so much.
And what Frank Signetti's really known for is not only an offensive coordinator, but a trainer of the quarterback, teaching the quarterback position. And I think that's why you've seen Bill Stull develop and take his game next level like he has.
High backfield behind Heinowski is Lewis, but they give it to the fullback, the baby rhino as you call him, and it's a pickup of 2.
I love that guy.
Here's what Bill Stull has done today, and I know you love this guy too.
Yeah, because you know he's playing with confidence. He's going through his progression. He's getting rid of the football. He's trusting his eyes and then letting the ball rip. Great example right there. Throws a great deep ball, knows when to put air on it, when to touch it, and when to let it rip and throw it on a line. Great to see a young man have success like this and really mature as a football player and understand the game.
They toss it out to Lewis. It looks like he got enough for the first down. Great individual effort there by Dion Lewis. He had to run a long way to pick up 1 yard, but he does.
And so much of any offense really reaching its potential is every player buying in and playing his responsibility. Look at Jonathan Baldwin right here. Spring the block, take 2 guys out that give Lewis the corner. That's one of your best wide receivers, one of the most productive guys in terms of catching the football, but he's also buying into his role in the running game. And that's when good offenses become great. Love to see it.
Great downfield blocking by Baldwin. So first down and 10. Stoll feeling the heat, got rid of it. Oh, was knocked down and almost intercepted at the line. Hogue got a hand on it.
Stoll knew he was going to take a hit, saw pressure in his face, was trying to get the ball out to Dickerson, who he had open. But just a great job of Syracuse getting up, knowing the ball was going to be thrown, now getting in the passing lane. Arms up, hands up. Sometimes as a defensive player, lineman blitzer, it's not always about getting the sack or getting the hit. It's if you can't get there, do you have the timing and savvy enough to get in those throwing lanes and deflect the ball, tip a ball, create a turnover, cause an incompletion.
Here's the 10th play of the drive for Pitt. Stoll, 3-step drop, throws it to the outside, and it's caught by Jonathan Baldwin. And there'll be a gain of 6 for Baldwin. Went to the same high school as Ty Law, Mike Ditka from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
Aliquippa.
They produce some great players out of that town.
And, you know, in that time they had Baldwin one-on-one to the backside, and that's the progression that Bill Stoll has made. He's got 3 receivers working the right side, knows he's got his one-on-one back there with Baldwin, and gets his big guy the ball.
Stoll to the end zone. Has a man, incomplete. Just out of the reach of Baldwin. So to bring up 4th down.
Boy, he had Baldwin going back towards the corner. And I think Baldwin actually mistimed his jump a little bit. But that's another example of Stoll. Didn't complete the pass, but his ability to change velocity of the football. You know, can you zip it when you need to zip it? Can you touch it in when you need to touch it in? And it all starts with fundamentals.
Here's Hutchins, 2 of 3 today. He's made from 45 and 19, missed from 47. And that's going to sneak in there. So it's 30-3 now, Pitt. Dan Hutchins has been busy today. The spirit of St. Louis. That'd be Dion Lewis.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little obsessive. My kids call me the shredder, because every bill I get goes right in my
inbox, not my mailbox. I pay for everything online so I can get these text messages. They're called spending alerts. I feel more in control.
Now they could just come up with chocolate alerts.
That'd be great.
At Citi, we know everyone's talking about keeping money safe. And we've got lots of ways to help, like spending alerts. Because when your money's safe, your mind's at ease. That's why Citi never sleeps.
People choose 5-Hour Energy over 4 million times a week to help them through their busy lives. But the question is, what's in it? Everything in 5-Hour Energy is available in everyday food, like apples, avocados, broccoli, and bananas, or already in you. It does have as much caffeine as a cup of the leading premium coffee, but what 5-Hour Energy doesn't have is just as important. 0 sugar, 0 herbal stimulants, and only 4 calories. 5-Hour Energy was designed to help you feel the way you want to feel, bright and alert, not wired and jittery. You'll get hours of smooth energy without the crash or jitters. Still concerned? Try just half a bottle to start. In a few minutes, you'll be able to decide if you want more or not, or if 5-Hour Energy simply isn't for you. People choose 5-Hour Energy over 4 million times a week. It works for them. It might just work for you. Try it today.
Pitt has scored on 3 of its 4 second-half possessions, and they also missed a field goal. So they have really kind of going here offensively in the second half. Dion Lewis, 17 carries, 99 yards and a touchdown today.
Yeah, they had to find a way to get him the football. I mean, you see the quick-footedness in the hole, up in the line of scrimmage. Also has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, make people miss, finish runs, and then also the power of a guy 5'9", 195, that's much stronger than his stature would suggest.
99 yards rushing. Keep in mind, Syracuse has not allowed a 100-yard rusher yet this season.
It's about to happen here today.
I think so. And when Pitt came into the season, having lost LaShawn McCoy, there are a lot of question marks at tailback. They have been answered with Dion Lewis, the true freshman, and the other rookie, Ray Graham. They haven't missed a beat back there. That'll be another touchback. Syracuse will start at the 20 as Mike Jones decides to take a knee.
Syracuse first and 10. And think of the inside of Dave Wannstedt, too, knowing he had to get a freshman in here early because of the fact and potential that McCoy could leave. With the production he had, and obviously a great draft choice by the Philadelphia Eagles. They've given them a whole new dimension out there in Philly with Andy Reid. But to have that foresight, know he needed someone in early, and then to find a guy like Lewis that really wasn't that highly recruited.
How much of a difference does that getting a player in, in January as opposed to the fall make?
The early enrollee, I think, is critical. If you need that freshman to contribute right away, or hope that he can, it gives you all the spring football instead of coming in August and then trying to not only learn it, but then practice it, understand it, and then be able to apply it. And so getting in the spring, I think, is a tremendous advantage for any young player that's going to be forced into duty early.
Second down and 10. Greg Paulus and the Syracuse offense out there. They haven't scored in their last 9 offensive possessions after scoring on their opening drive, getting that field goal. Here's Paulus, and there goes Paulus. Down at the 16. Lindsey and Carrageen in there to combine on the sack for a loss of 4.
And we talk about all great pass rushers have a great get-off. Their ability to anticipate the snap count. And you're going to see him right there. Lindsey get off the ball, beat number 78, Josh White, to the punch, off the corner, had the angle immediately, dipped his shoulder, and got to the quarterback.
4th sack today by the Pitt defense. 3rd and 14. Paulus scanning the field, looking down the middle, caught. Nice catch. Out at the 34-yard line, Jared Hawley makes the tackle of Chu. That's a gain of 17. Well, it's been a long time since Paulus completed a pass.
Yeah, well, watch him in the pocket. Good protection up front. Look, he sets his feet, and that's a big-time throw right there.
He wants to throw again. And there's his 9th completion, this one to Marcus Sales. And it's a first down for the Orange. Let's go back to the studio for an update with Rob.
Guys, Colt McCoy earning some Heisman votes today. Number 2 Texas taking on UCF. McCoy to Jordan Shipley, 89-yard touchdown, a career-high 432 passing yards so far for McCoy.
All right, Rob, meanwhile back here, Paulus completes a pass to LeVar Lubdell, his former high school teammate at Christian Brothers Academy. And it's 2nd down and 3.
Well, Colt McCoy getting a few style points and throwing up some large numbers in his quest for his first Heisman.
3-step drop. Paulus throws this incomplete. I wonder who's going to win this thing, because it's been a weird year. No one really has separated themselves as the clear-cut favorite.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then you figure out, how well does your team have to be playing? So you look at Colt McCoy. I mean, I think he's got to be the favorite of the top 3 guys coming back. He's been the most consistent. Yeah, sure, his numbers aren't as good as last year, but look at the 72% completion. Jimmy Clausen, what he's done in the 4th quarter for Notre Dame under pressure, outstanding, deserves consideration. But I think C.J. Spiller may be the best player in the country. At running back, kick returner, punt returner, receiver, he can score at any time. You look at his numbers, I think you know, if Clemson was a little bit more viable in the national picture, although they're still in play in the ACC, you know, he's a guy that I think deserves serious consideration.
Tim Tebow's not on your list.
He is not on my list. You know, and Coach, he's admitted that he hasn't played as well. And they're still obviously one of the best teams in the country, and he's still a great player, but he's doing it more as a runner than a passer. Great competitor.
Paulus incomplete there to LeVar Lobdell. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. I guess if I had to pick my favorite 2 at this point, it would be Colt McCoy, and that hasn't changed much in the last few weeks.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't think Colt McCoy or Texas gets the respect they deserve.
That's saying something, because they do get a lot of attention.
I know, but not really when you look at Alabama and Florida and everybody else.
There's a catch by Marcus Sales. It's a gain of 6. It'll bring up 3rd down. This Syracuse offense again without Mike Williams, the #1 receiver from Buffalo, New York, fearing another suspension, quit the team this week. You know, Todd McShay from ESPN Scouts Inc. Is that one picked off? Yes, it is. Intercepted by Greg Romeus. 2nd time Paulus has been picked off today.
And Romeus, and not only does he sack the quarterback, but again, sometimes it's not about getting there. It's can you get your arms up? Can you get in the throwing lanes of the quarterback? And this time it results in a pick for the big man.
3rd Syracuse turnover today, all interceptions. And now Tino Sunseri is going to come in to quarterback the Pitt offense. Here's Paulus. 2nd time he's been picked off. And Sunseri will hand off to Dion Lewis, and he's over 100.
Dion Lewis carries.
As he's out to the 48-yard line, a gain of 10 for Lewis. And we'll see how much more work he gets today as Ray Graham checks in.
And I don't think he was coming out till he broke that century mark. Make a point for this Pitt offense against a very good Syracuse defense. This Syracuse defense is well coached. They attack the line of scrimmage, and Scott Schaefer's done an excellent job with them.
Under 8 minutes to go. Sunseri again hands off. It's Graham. And he'll pick up a few. Tino Sunseri playing now in his 5th game for Pitt. He was competing for the starting job in camp with Bill Stull, but lost out to Bill. He was a star at nearby Pittsburgh Central Catholic High School. That's where Dan Marino went.
Pretty good pedigree.
Yeah.
And you know, it was, you know, Sunseri's done a great job coming in this program too now. And they want to find a way to get him some snaps, allow him gain some experience.
He wants to throw here for the first time today, feeling a little heat, throws it out to the flat for Hynoski. It's incomplete. Sunseri, his dad is on the Alabama coaching staff, former Pitt linebacker. Sal had a great career here with the Panthers. Dion Lewis with his 6th 100-yard rushing game this year. His helmet is off, perhaps done for the day. We'll have to wait and see if they bring him back in. 7:10 to play. 3rd down and 6. Sunseri wanting to throw. And it's complete to Graham. And he's got enough for the 1st down and more. Inside the 40, down at the 39 before Chandler Jones makes the tackle.
Watching Sunseri again, look, get rid of the football on the screen to Graham again. Get in a place where he can make the catch and get upfield. Graham is that guy that they really compare to McCoy. He can make you miss. He's got that sidestep.
That's Graham again. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage. I want to finish my thought on Mike Williams. Todd McShay from ESPN Scouts Inc. made a comment this week saying that he thinks that Williams may have lost between $1 and $2 million in draft money based on his decision to quit the Syracuse team this week.
And more these days, the draft is more than your numbers, more than your talent. Before teams invest millions of dollars in you, they want to know what kind of guy you are, what kind of teammate you are. You know, how are you going to handle yourself in that position in the limelight?
Pass incomplete, penalty flag down. Sunseri trying to hit Mike Shanahan, another big receiver. He's 6'5", 220. See what this marker's about.
Holding, number 6 defense, against an eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That was on Merkerson. As Pitt continues to try to stretch the field with Sunseri as well. Nice air on that football. But when we get back to Williams, is, you know, they want to know what your character is. NFL teams do, and it's important. And you know, I wish them all the best, but you know, now there's a little history there of suspension of behavior of not willing to face the consequences.
He'd already been suspended once this season. Cedric McGee on the end around. First down, and he is going to make it to the end zone. Touchdown, Pitt. From 29 yards out, Cedric McGee on that end around, which has worked so well today for the Pitt receivers.
Cedric McGee is a guy that gives them leadership at that wide receiver position, a certain amount of toughness and blue-collar work ethic to the wide receiver group of Pittsburgh. And you're right, the end around, very effective, always a part of what they do, forces the backside of the defense to stay disciplined and helps out your inside run game.
McGee, one of the senior captains for the Panthers. And Hutchins comes on to make it 37-3. 5:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Pitt trying to get to 5-0 in the Big East. Already off to their best start since 1982, having no trouble today with Syracuse at home.
ESPNU tips off the college basketball season with a triple header. First at 7, Roy Williams leads the defending national champion Tar Heels against Florida International and their new head coach, NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. At 9, Jim Boeheim goes for his 800th career victory as Syracuse takes on Albany. Then at 11, Pac-10 favorite Cal hits the hardwood against Murray State. Monday starting at 7 from the 2K Sports Classic benefiting Coaches versus Cancer.
That is a ton of pepperoni. That was delivered fast. It's not delivery, and we'd like it back.
Do you order one too?
Can I have my pizza, please?
You've reached Greg and Doug.
That's not yours.
If you leave your name and number...
Can I have the pizza back, please?
Beep. New DiGiorno Ultimate Toppings Pepperoni with 50% more awesome pepperoni. For more of what you love, taste, believe. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno Ultimate Toppings.
Don't come down here. We're naked.
I can see you.
Maximize your HD TV investment with high definition from Starz. Watch over 200 of the biggest Hollywood hits in the sharpest quality available, all for only pennies a day. Order Starz with Starz HD today and get the best movie value on DirecTV. Call 1-800-531-5000 now to get closer to the action with hundreds of hit movies on 5 Starz HD channels, all for only pennies a day. Order Starz with Starz HD today and get the best movie value on DirecTV. Call 1-800-531-5000.
Cedric McGee with his first touchdown of the year, widening the gap in this one. Number 13 Pitt now 37-3 on top of Syracuse late in this game. Basketball season ready to start up. Number 25 Syracuse Tuesday night in an exhibition tune-up game with Division II Lemoyne. They get shocked at the Carrier Dome. 82-79 the final. That had Orange basketball fans scratching their head as the season gets ready to start here on Monday night on ESPNU. Jim Boeheim will be going for his 800th career win, but now some uncertainty, I think, up in Syracuse about the basketball team.
That'll get your attention.
Yeah.
But don't worry. Coach has been around a long time. He'll get those boys ready.
Yeah, this ain't his first rodeo, that's for sure. North Carolina will host Isaiah Thomas and FIU. He's the new head coach there. That's also on ESPNU. And John Calipari's debut. Of course, you and I had the chance to talk to him when we were in Lexington earlier this year. He's excited about getting started with his new job with the Wildcats.
And I think a lot of people are excited to see him and what he's going to put out on the court for Kentucky.
Here's Michael Jones. Finds a nice seam. Trips out over the 30-yard line. And Syracuse will start at the 32. Speaking of basketball, Duke and North Carolina. They're expected to both have good seasons this year, but later this afternoon, in fact, in less than an hour, we're going to have a good football matchup between these two here on ESPNU starting at 3:30. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. And Duke quarterback Thaddeus Lewis having a good year, as these numbers will attest.
Yeah, leading the charge for Duke.
There's Ryan Nassib. Hit as he throws. Coming back to the ball, Marcus Sales incomplete. Nassib, no question, will be the starting quarterback of the very near future here at Syracuse. Last week was 7 of 10 for 97 yards and looked pretty smooth when he was in there against Cincinnati. And they're really high on this guy.
Yeah, they are very high on Nassib, and really think he's got a bright future here. And at some point this year, it's going to become more about Nassib and less about Paulus. That's just a natural progression of things. As this season goes by the wayside, he started looking towards the future in spring football. You need to get him enough snaps so he starts spring football with a head start.
Well, Syracuse is going to go 3 and out here. Check that. It will bring up third down. Nassib now 2 of 8 for 5 yards and an interception. It's been a tough day for him as well. Five and a half to go. Nassib, time to throw here. Quick strike out to the 40. That's Sales again.
And all you got to do is take a look at that right there. You see him set up, the mechanics of his delivery, and how that ball comes spinning out, and the velocity on it. He's got an arm. He's an athlete. He's a big guy.
Incomplete. As LeVar Lovedell was the intended receiver. And we're going to take a break with 5 minutes, 4 seconds to play here. Pitt takes over on downs.
Jimmy here. Hey, what's wrong with your old jam box? It doesn't have Bud Light inside. Introducing the Bud Light speaker box. Simply plug in your MP3 player and, uh-oh, I hear a party.
My tailgate party rocks, thanks to Speaker Box.
Keep on dancing, football fan. Tailgate approved.
Try Chick-fil-A's Peppermint Chocolate Chip Milkshake, available only for the holidays.
I'm sorry, my signing still isn't very good. I learned a new sign to show you. Merry Christmas.
Gifts of gold she'll treasure, and at Kay you'll find the latest styles. One more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Do you like it?
Every kiss begins with care.
Hi, Billy Mays here for the Toll Bandit. When two hands just aren't enough, reach for the Toll Bandit. It's a lightweight magnetic band that provides a safe, secure place to hold all your tools in parts. Wrenches, screwdrivers, nuts, nails, and bolts, even a heavy hammer, all at the same time. Any job, big or small, the Toll Bandit tackles them all. Who needs a toolbox when all you need is the Toll Bandit?
The Tool Bandit makes a great gift for any hobbyist or do-it-yourselfer. Tool Bandit is available at these participating retailers.
Pitt ready to go to 8-1, 5-0 in the Big East. They're out to their best start in 27 years. They are tied with Cincinnati for first in the Big East at 4-0 right now. And we'll go to 5-0, and Cincinnati plays tonight against Connecticut on ABC. And again, West Virginia still could spoil things for both Cincinnati and Pitt before that December 5th match.
Oh, and great. You look at that game tonight. What a spotlight for the Big East as well. Great matchup. Connecticut has played every one of these teams as tough as anybody, everything they've been through this season. But it's going to come down to the way it looks. December 5th, Pitt versus Cincinnati for all the marbles.
Tino's son, Sari, hands off to Chris Burns, the third string back behind Lewis and Graham. He gets his first touch today. It's a gain of 2. 484 yards now for Pitt. They are 6 yards shy of their season high for total offense. And a lot of those yards going to Dion Lewis, over 100 yards rushing today.
And it's going to be a convincing win here for Pitt on the scoreboard, but a lot of areas where they need to clean some things up, polish things off as they head down, November. That's where the rubber meets the road.
There were a lot of drives today that they settled for field goal attempts when they would have liked to have scored touchdowns.
And here's what amazed me about Syracuse, and what really makes an impression on my mind with what Coach Marone has been able to do here. That's a great example of that play right there. Watch how hard this defense is continuing to play. Laying pad, laying licks right there. They have not quit. They play hard. And when you see that on film, when things aren't going your way and you're losing a ball game, that tells you that the team buys into what the coach is selling. And that's good news for Syracuse, good news for Coach Marone.
Syracuse will be at Louisville next week. That's a winnable game, as the Cardinals have had all kinds of trouble this year. There's Chris Burns again, no gain. Let's take a look at Syracuse defensively. Today, they gave up 250 yards on the ground.
Yeah, it was big plays. End around, some Lewis making some big plays right up the middle of the defense. And we'll go back to the drawing board, and they'll get ready next week, and they'll find out who their guys are.
Pittsburgh, they impress you with their balance, because the passing game was also pretty good today.
Yeah, it's really play-action pass for Pitt, and they're not afraid to take chances down the field. They're aggressive, and they've got a quarterback that's understanding what they want to do offensively. He's working through his progressions and making good decisions.
There's Sharif Harris. He got that last carry, a loss of 2. Syracuse coming up at Louisville. Then they've got Rutgers at home, and they finish the season at UConn. And, we knew it was going to be a rebuilding year for Doug Marone in his first year, and then, of course, dealt with a lot of off-field things that maybe he didn't anticipate. And here in the last month of the season, he's basically dealing with an FCS roster. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of scholarship players for various reasons, suspensions, injuries, what have you.
Yeah, the cover is getting pretty bare.
Penalty flag.
But it hasn't kept them from being competitive either. You're going to look at the score of this game and think it wasn't very competitive. You look at that first half, and it sure was. Sometimes they haven't been able to buy a break, and that's what young teams have to figure out a way to do, is how to make your own breaks, how to play smart.
Offside. Number 35 defense. His movement into the neutral zone causes his opponent to false start. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Just the second penalty today against Pitt. Been very disciplined. Boy, that guy right there, Brandon Lindsey, has played exceptionally well today. We talk a lot about Sheard and Romeus, the other defensive ends, but Lindsey has been just as good. And you know where he's from? Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
Aliquippa.
Another one.
Oh, look at that whole defensive line. They got 8 guys rolling in there right now that can bring some smoke now. I like the guys they got up front. And you know what? Secondary guys like those guys too. The DBs do.
Yeah. Leads to interceptions. Here's Nassib, wants to throw, goes quickly to the far sideline. Nobody there. Incomplete. The defensive line coach for Pitt is Greg Gattuso. And we chatted with him yesterday. Of course, he showed us his big ball of tape, which he's so proud of. He's a little bit off his nut. But you know, that's good
for the trenches.
That's good for a defensive line coach to be a little crazy. They have done a great job. And the D-line is so sleek. There isn't one guy up there that's over 285 pounds. They're all very svelte. Another penalty flag. And this might go as pass interference against Pitt.
Pass interference. Number 7, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
That's Giovanni Chappelle.
When you look at a lot of these guys, is they're athletes, and it comes from the old Jimmy Johnson Miami thing, is moving guys down. DBs become linebackers. Linebackers become defensive linemen. They've got athletes up there. I mean, Romeus was a basketball player.
That's right.
You know? They've got athletes up there. Guys are converted linebackers, and the reason why they do it.
Nassib has time to throw. It's a duck over the middle. And another penalty flag comes in. In fact, 2 more.
Pass interference. Number 4, defense. 15-yard penalty. An automatic first down.
It's on Elijah Fields. It has been just a gorgeous day weather-wise here at the confluence of the 3 rivers in Pittsburgh. Can you name the 3?
The Allegheny.
That's 1.
The Ohio.
And
can't get the other
one.
The
Monongahela.
I would have never been able to say that.
He's Dave Diaz-Infante. I'm Clay Matvick. Final minutes playing out here in Pittsburgh as Pitt is going to go to 8-1 and 5-0 in the Big East with 3 games to play. 2 of them conference games. Nassib off his back foot, drops it underneath to Averin Collier. And it's going to be a gain of 3. The games for Pitt coming up. Notre Dame here, then at West Virginia, and then host Cincinnati. Cincinnati, of course, one of the remaining undefeateds in college football. Iowa is as well, but that could be changing after today. Nassib gets away. He's got a first down and steps out of bounds. And let's get an update on the Iowa Hawkeyes with Rob Stone.
From could be changing to changed. It is over in Iowa City. 4th and 10 at their 32. James Vandenberg in for Ricky Stanzi. Incomplete. Northwestern upsets Iowa 17-10.
There you go. All right, Rob, thank you very much. And Northwestern is bowl eligible. More penalty flags here in Pittsburgh. Man, we didn't have hardly any penalty flags until this drive. It's going to be a holding call, I think.
Pass interference. Number 21, defense. Ball will be spotted at the place of the foul. Automatic first down.
I think I was wrong.
Look at Iowa, number 4, dropping out of the top 10. Boy, you look at Cincinnati, TCU, Boise State, who deserves to make that run? You know, I think Oregon, I've got them in my top 5 after that convincing thrashing of USC.
Nassib complete. And it's Alec Lemon down at the 3-yard line. Let's look at your top 5.
Yeah, a little controversy. I think Chip Kelly, you know, and I'm dismissing that first loss to Boise State, first-year head coach, first game of the year, and what they've been able to do through the controversy and how well they've played. I don't know too many teams that want to play Oregon right now.
Nassib to the end zone, broken up. And another penalty flag, and this again appears to be against Pitt. Wow, they have had 4 defensive penalties already.
Pass interference. Number 21 defense. Foul was in the end zone. The ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Penalty on Jackson. That's number 5 on this series. I know this game is in hand, but still the coaching staff's not going to like that. Dave Wanstead is a perfectionist.
Yeah, he has not stopped coaching. I guarantee you that much.
Wanstead's
a defensive guy.
That is the 4th pass interference call on this series. And this might be offside. Let's see if they were drawn off.
That's Steve Dell.
Offside. Number 6 defense. Unabated to the quarterback. That was half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Wow. 6 penalties. Second offside for Pitt. He's going to give Syracuse a parting gift here. A touchdown. A minute and change to play. First down and goal. Massive play fake. As a man open, tipped again, incomplete. There's Carl Cutler, the tight end. That wasn't thrown very well by Nassib.
That was late and behind, though. 2 things you can't do. And that was pick 6 going the other way by Buddy Jackson.
So now second and goal. Hand off to the end zone. It looks like Syracuse might have got in. Yes, touchdown Orange. Their first touchdown of the day. It's Averin Collier. And Collier happy to score a touchdown here in the final moments. His brother Kevin is a junior fullback for Pitt. So they're going to be arguing back and forth about who had the better day today. And personally, Collier gets the touchdown. We haven't seen his brother yet today. As Ryan Lichtenstein comes on for the extra point. 37-10 now. As Syracuse scores for the first time since their opening series, which was a field goal.
Well, but I tell you what, they have not stopped playing. They're continuing trying to execute and improve, and that'll show up on tape. And if you're Doug Marrone, that's what you got to see right now. I mean, you're trying to make improvements within the game. Of course, it comes down to results, and he knows what they are according to their record, but they're making strides. And they're getting better as a football team. They're finding out about their roster. And that's equally as important as they get through this first year.
Mike Williams, the star player, suspended. If you're the coach, would you have done the same thing?
Oh, certainly. You got to have credibility with your players. I think that's tremendously important. When you preach it, and then you have to, lay down the law, so to speak. I mean, you got to walk that walk as well, because then your players know, go, hey, you know what? This is the way it is. If you're not in, there's only 2 kind of people in your boat. Those who rock and those who row. Those who row stick around. Those who rock, you're not going to be around very much longer. And that's the lesson these guys are learning. Discipline's key.
Yeah. Well, Doug Marrone has had a lot to work with as far as changing that culture. Right? He's had some challenges this year.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing was instilling discipline, too. And you look at his staff, the veteran coaches he brought on his staff, and some of the young players they have, some of the early commitments they have as well. I think that's really going to pay dividends for them down the road.
Now Pitt calls a timeout. Pitt anticipating an onside kick, so they want to get set. They called the timeout with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. So looking forward for Pitt here. Notre Dame coming up next here at Heinz Field. I mean, that's going to be an excellent game. And then they're back into Big East play at West Virginia and Cincinnati.
Boy, look at that schedule for Pittsburgh. You want to talk about Notre Dame having a tough schedule.
Arguably one of the toughest the rest of the way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Big time, high profile game against Notre Dame at a conference, and then, West Virginia and Cincinnati. You couldn't ask for anything better. Better opportunity for Pittsburgh and Dave Wanstead and company.
This is the Big East right now. Cincinnati overall 8-0. They've got the game against UConn tonight on ABC. Pitt will go to 8-1 after this win.
And West Virginia's loss was to USF, last week, and so they still have to play Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
Rob Long, the onside kick. And Syracuse says they have it. And indeed they do. Of course, the ball has to go 10 yards before Syracuse can touch it. It's a good job on special teams there. A play you don't usually see until the late moments of the game, so it's not practiced a ton, but they executed it very well there. Averin Collier recovered it.
Yeah, that's just another one of those situations. And look, again, Syracuse has not quit playing.
No, they haven't.
You know what? And I'm telling you, you get your players doing that. That's what the game is all about. Doug Marone's got this thing heading in the right direction. The results aren't there yet, but they're getting better.
Nassib, deep down the right sideline. Intended for Marcus Sales. Another penalty flag against the Pitt defense. And again, it's Jackson.
Pass interference. Number 21 defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Man, you can see smoke coming out from the collar of Dave Wannstedt.
Well, the officials haven't quit playing either. That's for sure. You're right. Look at Dave Wannstedt. He's not happy.
Who's he more mad at, his players or the officials?
He's mad at his players, and then probably the officials made that little ticky-tacky call there.
So now the ball spotted at the 36-yard line, and who knows, maybe Syracuse can get one more score here before the end of the game. 55 seconds to go. And Barone has kept Ryan Nassib out there. He is under a lot of pressure, and he is going to be dropped at the 45-yard line. That is the 5th sack for the Pitt defense today. It comes from Craig Bocor.
They're now 38 sacks on the season. They were first coming in the Big East in sacks, and now they will continue to be first. And look at Bocor. I mean, that guy looks like a guy that belongs in the trenches. He's like a fire hydrant.
He's their third string guy. That's how deep they are at that position. And you know where he's from? Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. 5 Pitt pass interference calls here in the last 2 drives. Wow. And we get a timeout here with 39 seconds to go.
That'll throw your penalty yards off the charts and out of whack.
You know, you were talking about the sacks for Pitt. Up to 38 now on the year, which leads the nation. And it's amazing considering how little they blitz.
They're not a big blitz team. Yeah, they blitz every once in a while, and they do it for a reason. They're going to attack your protections, but they have the ability to do it before. And you know what? That's not easy to do. But it really shows you they're starting to reap the benefits of the recruiting they've done. Yeah. One, their ability to evaluate personnel and players and athletes to move them down to get the athletic guys. And so, you know, when you get in those top 10 recruiting classes, start putting those 3 years back to back, you know, start showing up on the field.
Third down and long. Nassib. Sack, ball comes loose. Syracuse may have recovered. Looks like Tucker Bombach, number 77, was able to get on it. A loss of 14 on that play as Chaz Alexi got to Nassib. Sack number 6.
Yeah, these guys are having a party at the quarterback. D-line, they smell blood in the water.
Game over. 37-10. Dave Wannstedt and the Panthers stay perfect in Big East play. Your impressions of how things went today for the Panthers?
Kind of a slow start, maybe a result of having a bye week and getting back in rhythm. But I really love how they came out in the second half. Had an idea what they wanted to do offensively, who they want to get involved in the game plan in the second half, and they executed much better. Good things. Looking forward to next week as they face the toughest part of their schedule right now.
8-1 for the first time since '82. Once again, the final score: Pitt 37, Syracuse 10. Coming up next, Sports Center U. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. We are college sports. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Dave Diaz-Infante and our entire ESPNU crew, I'm Clay Matvick, saying so long from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Now we send it to the studio and Rob Stone.
Coming up next on the U, Duke at the University of North Carolina. The Heels just 1-3 in conference play, but that one, a big one. They defeated Virginia Tech in their last game 20-17 on the road. Casey Barth with a game-winning field goal as time expired. Duke at North Carolina coming up. In the books already, Northwestern and number 4 Iowa, Ricky Stanzi, got off to a great start for the Hawkeyes. Their first possession, Marvin McNutt takes it in from 74 yards out. They would eventually go up 10-0, and then the entire game changed on this one play in the second quarter. Stanzi gets it, rolls to his right, is met, is fumbled, rolls his right ankle. Northwestern recovers for a touchdown, and Stanzi would leave the game with what they're calling a high ankle sprain.
And that's a huge loss. You know, you start talking about how many hits can you take. They've been barely living anyway. The second quarter, Wildcats down 10-7. Dan Percy's going to fake the handoff and hit Drake Dunsmore for the touchdown. That puts the Cats up 14-10.
17-10, late stages. Backup quarterback James Vandenberg in. 4th and 10 from their 32. Behind the receiver, and the dream is over. Iowa, 4 turnovers today. 10 in their last 2 games. Northwestern is bowl eligible. Iowa at Ohio State next week. The Hawkeyes just 65 yards rushing. Vandenberg, who came on in relief of Stanzi, 9 of 27 for 82 yards and an interception. Northwestern has now won their last 3 games in a row in Iowa City. Folks at TCU, folks in Boise quietly celebrating as Iowa falls from the ranks of the unbeaten, and they've been skating on the thin ice all season long, and that ice finally cracked today on them.
You can only take so much, even if you're a really solid football team. Not that Iowa wasn't, but you lose your tailback. You lose your top rusher in Adam Robinson 2 weeks ago, and you have to come back and beat Indiana. And then this week, obviously, you lose Ricky Stanzi, a guy who's been up and down all year, but he's had some heroics. That Michigan State game, you look back and think about some of the things he's been able to do for them on offense. At the end of the day, he can put that team on his shoulders and make plays when he's had to. They didn't have him in the lineup in this ballgame, and it showed. You had to know, though, that eventually you can only skate by so long and suffer so many injuries before it shows up in the win-loss column, and it did today.
Well, you know what it really was, don't you?
I don't. Tell me.
Sports Illustrated jinx. If they ever put me on the cover of Sports Illustrated, I'm running to Costa Rica. I'm keeping my family away from me. I'm just going to lay low.
Like ping pong? Or
I don't know why they would put me on, but I'm just laying low. That jinx scares the heck out of me. All right, let's go back to the Big East. Louisville at West Virginia. Mountaineers down 3-0 in the second quarter. Jarrett Brown to Jock Saunders for the touchdown. 7-3 Mountaineers. 7-6 West Virginia in the third quarter.
And we're going to see Tavon Austin. This guy's a big playmaker now. You see him coming on the end around. 14-6. West Virginia after the score. He makes plays in the return game as well. Big playmaker for the Mountaineers.
West Virginia up 17-9, under a minute left from Morgantown. Louisville with possession with 42 seconds left in that one. Take a look at the updated Big East standings, and Cincinnati on top at 4-0. They have a game later tonight versus UConn on ABC, which might get them to 5-0 to tie Pittsburgh. Again, Cincinnati on top of the overall picture, if you really care about the BCS standings, sitting there at number 5, Pittsburgh at number 13. So a big test for Cincinnati. Every week it's a big test for the Bearcats. I think they're kind of similar to Iowa. Not that they're getting by on the skin of their teeth, but I think people are kind of waiting for them to stumble. Quarterback change doesn't faze them. They can run it. They can defend it. Cincinnati is a really good team, people.
Well, everybody's circling this last game in the schedule now all of a sudden because, Cincinnati gets a win today versus UConn. They're going to elevate it in the polls because Iowa losing the ball game today. So we start talking about the Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh. Last game of the season. It's the same day the SEC championship game will be played. A lot of folks are going to circle this one. That game played a huge role in the 07 race with what happened Pittsburgh versus West Virginia. This one, when you're talking about Pittsburgh sitting at number 13, you got Cincinnati, who maybe at the time may be as high as 4 in the country. If they continue to win, that's a huge ball game in a coalition conference out of the Big East. You can have a big title picture implications there.
So Iowa falls from the ranks of the unbeaten. Texas, not so much. Yeah, Texas, Colt McCoy with a huge outing today. First quarter was scoreless. McCoy to Jordan Shipley. For Shipley, that's his 193rd reception, the most in Texas history. Second quarter, 7-3 Texas with the ball.
And we're going to put it on the ground. They could do it on the ground as well. You see it right there, a crowded box. Cody Johnson says, why run into the middle of it when I can find a little room on the outside? That's a green out here. 7 points for the Longhorns. They did it on the ground as well.
That was his second touchdown of the day. Fourth quarter, 21-3. Colt McCoy airs it out. Jordan Shipley hauls it in. 88-yard touchdown reception. Colt McCoy with a TD pass in his 26th game, extending his own school record. McCoy, career day, 470 passing yards. Jordan Shipley, career day with 273 receiving yards. Coming up on ESPNU, Duke and their quarterback, Thad Lewis, in Chapel Hill to take on their rivals, the Tar Heels. That one coming up at 3:30 p.m. Eastern here on ESPNU. For now, we send it back out to the Steel City. Coming up after the break, Clay Matvick and David Diaz-Infante will recap Pittsburgh's emphatic 27-point win over the Cuse.
You bust your hump down the chimney, stuff the stockings over and over and...
People still don't believe.
Oh? What do you know about it, new guy?
Diet Dr. Pepper has 23 satisfying flavors, no calories.
Yeah, right. Give me that.
Sweet chocolate candy, marshmallow, jelly bean. That is good. So you want people to believe there's a satisfying diet drink?
Yeah?
Well, good luck with that one, bub.
You cut, rip, and tear, but your brownies never turn out square. Need a hand? Now there's Perfect Brownie Pan, the new non-stick way to bake, slice, and serve perfect brownies. Just pour in your batter, insert the divider, and bake. Yum! 18 chocolatey brownies sliced all at once. And look, the bottom and sides separate, so anytime it goes on this rack, Perfect Brownie becomes the sweetest party serving tray. This patent-pending design bakes each brownie separately, so they're moist inside and chewy outside. Holidays, anniversaries, or barbecues. Just bake, slice, and serve. Plus, it's dishwasher safe. Perfect Brownie Pan comes with the gooey and chewy recipe guide for only $19.95. You'll also receive these decorative stencils to make festive treats free. You get the complete Perfect Brownie Pan, 10 stencils, and recipe guide for only $19.95.
To order the Perfect Brownie Pan for $19.95 plus $8.95 processing and handling, call 1-800-881-0877. That's 1-800-881-0877. Don't wait. Call now.
The win, 33-16. We'll put a wrap on things when we come back after this.
I'm sorry, my signing still isn't very good. I learned a new sign to show you. Merry Christmas.
Gifts of gold she'll treasure, and at Kay you'll find the latest styles. One more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Do you like it?
Every kiss begins with Q.
Pittsburgh handles Syracuse today 37-10 to stay perfect in Big East play. Just moments ago, we talked with head coach Dave Wannstedt. Coach, you were a little concerned about your team perhaps looking past the orange, especially after the bye week. What were your impressions of the way they came out and played today?
Well, you know, I really anticipated, Syracuse giving us a great effort, which they did. And you know, we started a little bit slow. But I think because our kids prepared well, that we were able to not bury ourselves. And I really liked the way our guys responded. I mean, you know, with 2 weeks off and, and obviously all the hype and everything about the rankings and everything else, I thought our senior leadership did a great job today.
Hey, Coach, particularly in the second half, looks like you guys really turned it up a notch, got the ball to your playmakers, and really the difference in terms of first half and second half play, huh?
Well, it was, and I thought we had a little bit of run game going. We did a few things, the second half, as you mentioned, to try to loosen them up a little bit, with some reverses and a few screens and some things that we felt, they were doing a good job of stopping our run early. So, I thought we had a good plan. The kids executed it.
Hey, Coach, your thoughts on Bill Stull and how he continues to play at a pretty efficient level?
Yeah, Billy had a great day. He really did. I know he had the one pick, kind of forced a little bit, but overall he had a great day. He got the ball out quick. They were putting a lot of pressure on us. They probably blitzed about 80% of the time today, and I thought we did a good job of handling it.
You've got Notre Dame, West Virginia, and Cincinnati down the stretch.
The second toughest schedule. I heard Notre Dame talking about being the third toughest schedule, and then they said Pitt and I think it was Ohio State were tougher. So I didn't know that, but I'm glad they informed me. So we got to buckle it up, and it only gets tougher, obviously, from here on out. But it's a good win to get 8 wins and. Our 5th win in the conference, that's the most important thing now, and now the rest of them become fun.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. And I'll tell you what, they're tough enough to handle it.
Yeah, they are tough enough to handle what they have ahead of them, and it won't be easy. Here are the final stats. And like you said, Dave, it took a while for them to get going, but they finally did as they get 481 yards of total offense. Excellent second half. They turned Syracuse over 3 times. They had 6 sacks today to bring their season total to 39. That leads the nation.
Yeah, well, it's really starting to reflect it's a Dave Wannstedt team. It's a Pittsburgh team. They're tough. They're physical. It's blue collar. They're doing on both sides of the ball in the trenches. And you got to like the way they fought through, some of their discomfort in the first half of the game and trying to find their rhythm offensively. Came out in the second half and really executed and got the ball to Dion Lewis, get things going, and some of the other playmakers.
Dion Lewis, for a portion of that game, especially in the second quarter, was almost non-existent. But, boy, he turned it on in the second half, went over 100 yards.
Yeah, and you see why he's been so outstanding all season long. It's his durability, his mental approach to the game, and his ability to make plays as a running back, as a receiver out of the backfield. He's a tough, strong, physical guy that plays a great balance, and he just never goes down as easy as people think.
Never know that he's a rookie. 18 for 110 and a touchdown for Lewis. And here's that schedule that Dave Wannstedt was talking about. Arguably the toughest final 3 games for any team in the country.
I love this schedule for them towards the end. High-profile game against Notre Dame, a worthy opponent, and really going to measure and stick to where they are nationally as well, with big implications. And then, finish up against West Virginia, and then Cincinnati, which looks like it may be for the Big East Championship. It's going to be a heck of a run here in November, first week of December.
Pitt goes to 8-1, 5-0 in the Big East with a win over Syracuse today at Heinz Field. We're going to take a break. We're back in a moment.
I'm sorry, my signing still isn't very good. I learned a new sign to show you. Merry Christmas.
Gifts of gold she'll treasure, and at Kay you'll find the latest styles. One more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
Do you like it?
Every kiss begins with K.
ESPNU tips off the college basketball season with a triple header. First at 7, Roy Williams leads the defending national champion Tar Heels against Florida International and their new head coach, NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. At 9, Jim Boeheim goes for his 800th career victory as Syracuse takes on Albany. Then at 11, Pac-10 favorite Cal hits the hardwood against Murray State. Monday starting at 7 from the 2K Sports Classic benefiting Coaches versus Cancer.
Healthcare alert. Daily registration limits have been established for all Americans seeking affordable access to health care. Register now for immediate acceptance. If you are among the millions of Americans not routinely visiting healthcare providers because you are concerned with the soaring cost of healthcare, you are putting your health at risk. Don't let the high cost of healthcare prevent you and your family from having access to quality doctors, hospitals, labs, and pharmacies at discounted rates when you need them. announcing open registration for an affordable national healthcare discount program. Call now and learn about your 30-day trial for this nationwide healthcare discount program. You will be able to save 20 to 60% on doctors, hospitals, labs, prescription drugs, and more. Don't put this off. We will only accept 650 new registrations a day for 2009.
Call 800-696-8103 and start saving on your family's healthcare needs. That's 800-696-8103.
So Pittsburgh wins it here today, 37-10 at home. Here's the updated standings in the Big East. Pitt now 5-0. Cincinnati plays tonight against UConn. Question, Dave Diaz-Infante, if Cincinnati runs the table, do they deserve to play for the national championship?
I think they do. I think they deserve that right. You look at them athletically, ability to score points, what they do on defense, they deserve that shot.
Again, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati meet on December 5th. Both teams could be undefeated.
And should be for the Big East Championship. It'd be fun to watch.
And West Virginia might have a say in this thing before it's all done. They're 3-1 in conference play after today. That does it from Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. 37-10 the final. We throw it to the studio and Rob Stone.
Thank you, Clay. There's a live look at TJ Yates, the quarterback for the Tar Heels. 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions this season. He needs a big game if Carolina's to get their second ACC win of the season. They host Duke coming up in a matter of moments. Texas rolled Central Florida today. Huge outing for Colt McCoy. Career best 470 yards, also threw for 2 touchdowns. Iowa, the unbeaten season comes to an end, and it comes to an end at home. Again, turnovers do them in. 4 turnovers today as Northwestern knocked Ricky Stanzi out of the game in the second quarter and went on to win their 3rd straight in Iowa City, 17-10. And you just saw Pittsburgh on the U take care of Syracuse, 37-10, to move on top of the Big East standings. Rob Stone, Matt Stinchcomb here with you, and we still have coming up, number 9 LSU at number 3 Alabama. A lot of talk about that one, but the Iowa game is going to ripple across the country.
Well, now there's upward mobility now. We might see Cincinnati move up a little bit. Iowa drops down. And now this Penn State-Ohio State game becomes huge. Penn State gets a win later on today. They're the biggest Ohio State Buckeye fans in the country, for sure, including the players on the field, because that gives them a shot not only to win the Big Ten championship, but they don't have to worry about maybe we can noodle our way on a BCS at-large bid. But we're going to get in there maybe for a possible title shot. Either way, we're going to the Rose Bowl. And now, with Arkansas winning today, the SEC West may very easily have all their teams bowl eligible by the end of the season. Mississippi State's going to have to play out of their minds, but it's still possible. We talked about how good that division is. Right. They might end up, all of them, ending up playing at late December, early January.
There's 3 teams in the country, Texas, Alabama, Florida, that we can figure out. After that, maybe Cincy, maybe Boise State, the rest, I don't know what's going to happen every week. It's a fun season in college football.
That's why we do this.
Yeah, we can't figure out most of the SEC, can't figure out the Big East, and the ACC, oh boy. Todd Harris, Charles Arbuckle, try and make sense of it.
It's a rivalry based on ownership, separated by a mere 8 miles. This week, the triangle is not big enough for both Carolina and Duke. The old well walk is complete. It's time for one of these teams to claim the victory bell. Duke, Carolina, the time is now. Normally the phrase "I need tickets" is reserved for basketball season on Tobacco Row. As we welcome you to ESPNU College Football, we are coming to you live from sold-out Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, as today the Duke Blue Devils take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. As we take a look at our ACC standings, surprisingly, the Duke Blue Devils sitting in second place just behind Georgia Tech in the Coastal Division. North Carolina at 5-3 still has some work to do. Alongside former Husky great J.C. Pearson, I am Todd Harris. Well, today it is a great game, a tough ticket to get, J.C., and it all starts with the quarterbacks. Coach David Cutcliffe of Duke has had some great quarterbacks in history, and today Thaddeus Lewis has got to get it done.
Well, Thaddeus Lewis is in a zone right now with the way that he's playing. The last 4 games, he's thrown for over 300 yards in each game, just making great decisions right now, and he's so accurate throwing the football. In fact, Coach Cutcliffe told us that he doesn't think that there's another quarterback in college football playing as well as Thaddeus Lewis right now. That's saying a lot, but that tells you what they think about Thad Lewis. He only needs 131 yards today to become Duke's all-time total offense leader. He's played very, very well.
He is a sensational player. On the other side for North Carolina, it's T.J. Yates getting it done, and T.J. Yates, coming off a very emotional victory last week at Virginia Tech, looked very sharp.
Yeah, T.J. Yates has had a great career at UNC. He's been very steady all year long, threw 2 big touchdown passes last week against Virginia Tech. Probably had the best game of his career last year against Duke when he completed 15 of his first 16 throws. They need him to play that well again today, and look at him, only 18 yards shy of becoming only the second player in UNC history to throw for 5,000 yards. He too has had a great career.
He will need to be efficient today for the Tar Heels as they have a very balanced attack, but something has got to give. JC, as both teams get set to take the field, North Carolina won the toss, and North Carolina gets the ball. You said it before, JC, it's strength against strength.
Strength against strength. And, you know, and like the headline says, something has to give. Duke is a pass offense. That's what they do. They really don't even try to run the ball. And UNC has done a great job all year long against the pass. So we'll see who can win that matchup.
Well, the series history dates back a long time ago. This is the 96th meeting between the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils. First meeting back in 1888. Duke won that game 16-0. And remember, the winner receives the victory bell, something that has resided in Chapel Hill for a long time. Carolina has owned the bell 18 of the last 19 seasons. And we are set to go as Duke will kick it off. Nick Maggio doing the honors. Greg Little and Johnny White back to receive. It'll be White who gets the ball at the 5. Has a seam up the middle, gets it out to about the 26-yard line, and that's where the Tar Heel offense will take over. Jordan Bias makes the stop for Duke. So coming out that emotional victory at Virginia Tech, you wonder just how high Carolina's feeling about themselves. You know, Coach Davis is going to bring them down to ground real quick.
Yeah, he told them on Friday. That game was on Thursday night, and he told them Friday, enjoy it, but now it's time to focus on Duke. So they've had a couple of extra days to kind of rest and get their legs back under them.
On 1st and 10 from the 26, they will attack from the ground game right off the back, and a big hole for Sean Drone, who goes up the middle and picks up 8 yards for the Tar Heels.
And that was the biggest concern for Duke coming in defensively, is they felt like North Carolina was going to come in and try to bully them physically and just run the ball at them, and that's what happened on that first play. You see Drone comes off the field, looked like he might be a little shaken up.
There you see the numbers on the season for Sean Drone. We'll keep an eye on that as Carolina now goes into the power I. And a big run for Ryan Houston again. Stopped short early, but Houston still able to bounce off one tackler, picks up the first down for a 4-yard gain.
And Ryan Houston is their thunder. They call their backfield thunder and lightning, 245 pounds, and you can see how tough he is to bring down. You can't go high on a big man like that. You got to go low, wrap his legs up, and get him on the ground.
Houston stays in the game. It's a 1st and 10 for the Tar Heels. Ball at the 39-yard line. Opening drive for North Carolina. T.J. Yates decides to go long. Has a man down the middle. He was looking for Eric Highsmith, the sensational freshman, but could not hook up with him. Carolina's defense has been sensational, JC. Their offense, they've struggled just a little bit.
Yeah, they have, and for a number of reasons. They've had a lot of issues up front with their offensive line, and then they've got young wide receivers. They've got 3 freshman wide receivers, so it's taken them a while to really all get on the same page.
2nd and 10. Yates back to the ground game, has Houston. And the running game seems to work just fine up front as Houston picks up 8 yards. Adam Banks makes the stop. And the coaches told us they're going to bully us up front with that offensive line.
Yeah, if you're Duke defensively, you've got to find a way to just be physical up front. Your front 7 guys, you can see how tough Houston is to tackle, but their front seven guys have got to be much stronger at the point of attack. And what they're starting to do now, what they have to do is walk one of those safeties down, be that eighth guy in the box to help against the run. But then now you leave your corners on an island.
Big 3rd and 2. They'll go back to the running game inside again. It's Ryan Houston, and he just bowls his way for a pickup of about 4 yards. And Vinny Ray makes the stop, make it 6 yards, and it's a 1st and 10 Carolina.
Vincent Ray being that inside linebacker, that heart and soul of that defense, but he's the same size as Ryan Houston, 245 pounds. So Houston's got an advantage. He's as big or bigger than all of these linebackers. So once they get through that first wave, he's falling forward for extra yards.
Balanced attack thus far for the Tar Heels as they are now into Duke territory. 1st and 10 for North Carolina. Ball just outside the 46. Yates back to pass, has plenty of time. He'll get flushed in the pocket. Pressure coming, he unloads it, and his receiver makes the catch, but there's a flag down. Chris Rubacumba makes the big hit. Ryan Houston does come up with a reception, but again, flag on the field. And they will call a roughing the passer on Duke.
Personal foul, roughing the quarterback. Number 56 on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic, 1st down.
Well, JC, Damian Thornton had a full head of steam on TJ Yates, and he just didn't pull up.
Yeah, he's got to be smarter now. Obviously, in the beginning of the game, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity, but he sees that ball being thrown because he's zeroing in right on Yates. You just have to be smarter. And then look at the shot that Houston takes from Rubacumba. He got shaken up a little bit, but still in the ball game.
1st and 10, ball at the 22. Yates goes back to Houston. And this time the Duke defense stifles him for a 1-yard loss. John Drew, the freshman from Georgia, making the stop. Head coach Butch Davis on the sideline. 3rd year here at North Carolina. Remember, he won the 2001 national championship at Miami. He has 2 Super Bowl rings when he's assistant coach with the Dallas Cowboys, and he has put several very good players into the league.
Well, he definitely knows how to get it done, that's for sure.
Empty backfield on 2nd and 11. Yates with a quick strike across the middle, has his man, and it is incomplete. Had Highsmith, Katron Gainey on the coverage. Highsmith trying to sell that he came up with that ball.
Right, and again, just a quick slant inside from the slot guy. You can see Katron Gainey, number 23, just comes in, strips that ball away from Highsmith, but that's one of the few times that they've gone just straight man-to-man. They've tried to get those guys inside to be tougher against the run. But like I said earlier, when you do that, well, now your cover guys outside have got to be in man-to-man situations, and now those guys become vulnerable.
Third and 11. Yates back to pass, going to the end zone, overshoots his man. He was looking for his tight end, Zach Pianalto. Unable to hook up with him. That will bring up a 4th and 11. Now, Larry Coker won the 2001 national title. I guess my point was it was Butch's players that were out there on the field.
He will definitely utilize the talents of his players, and we saw right there trying to get the ball to Pianalto. He's one of the guys, he and Greg Little, those are the 2 guys they want to get the ball to offensively.
This is Casey Barth on. This would be a 40-yard attempt. And Barth goes to 6 straight field goals. So the Tar Heels strike first, 11:25 to play in the first quarter. UNC on top of their crosstown rival Duke, 3-0. We'll be back to Kenan Stadium after this short break.
Is she awake?
Just fell asleep. Where are you up? It's 2 a.m.
It's not just 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Christmas morning. It's our first Christmas as a family. I couldn't wait.
Le'Veon Jewelry, featuring Le'Veon chocolate diamonds. Le'Veon, one more reason Kay is the #1 jewelry store in America.
You think she'll remember this Christmas?
I know I will.
Every kiss begins with K.
I mean, you bust your hump, down the chimney, stuff the stockings, over and over and...
People still don't believe.
Oh? What do you know about a new guy?
Diet Dr. Pepper has 23 satisfying flavors, no calories.
Yeah, right. Give me that.
Sweet chocolate candy marshmallow jelly bean. That is good.
So you want people to believe there's a satisfying diet drink?
Yeah?
Well, good luck with that one, Bob.
Here's the men's room marathon.
Going over and over.
Now the night game.
Waking up to go.
These guys should see their doctors.
Those could be urinary symptoms due to BPH and enlarged prostate.
But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer.
When taking Flomax, avoid driving or hazardous tasks until you know how Flomax will affect you, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting.
Tell your doctor about all medications you take. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax.
Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you.
For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. These Duracell batteries were given to the Mattel Children's Hospital, UCLA, because when it comes to kids and healing, you're not just powering a toy, you're powering a smile. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Homecoming weekend at Chapel Hill. Duke and UNC going at it. Tar Heels strike first 3-0, 11:25 to play here in the first quarter. What's on tap today? Well, as we mentioned, it is homecoming here at Chapel Hill. We'll check out some of the homecoming festivities as folks from classes near and far make their way back to Chapel Hill. It's the battle for the Victory Bell, and we'll take a look at the trophy cases of both these teams. Plus, our Campus Connection explores how this rivalry is more than just about basketball. And, of course, Rob Stone at SportsCenter, you'll keep us updated on all of today's action. Well, there's the big story so far. Sean Drone, the starting tailback for UNC, came in 1 carry, JC, and he's got the pads off.
Yeah, and that's big because they need to stay balanced offensively. They've got to be able to run the football, and they had that 1-2 punch with he and Ryan Houston. Now with him out, Ryan Houston has to be the guy to carry the load, and he hasn't done that all year, so be interesting to see how he can hold up as well.
Casey Barth will kick it off for the Tar Heels, already up 3-0 after a very methodical drive. And this goes to Connor Vernon, the freshman. And Vernon's got himself a seam on the left-hand side. Vernon down the sideline. Did he step out? Yes, he did. A 36-yard return for the freshman Connor Vernon.
And a good job by Vernon. Like you said, only a freshman, but no fear. When you're a kickoff return guy, you have to just hit it up there, and you can see he does a good job, even though he's only 185, breaking a tackle and just steps out of bounds right there. But still, great field position to start for this Duke offense. You can see his left foot just right there on the 40-yard line, out of bounds.
So we get our first look at the Duke offense with Thaddeus Lewis at control. Hands the ball off to Desmond Scott off the left-hand side. Maybe a pickup of 1 before Quan Sturdivant came over and makes the stop. A lot of good talent coming out of Florida. How did this guy slip through the cracks?
Well, you know, you may not be tall enough, may not be big enough, may not be a little fast enough. And, you know, he's done a great job here just developing also since he's been at Duke. And now one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 41. Duke's opening possession. Lewis back to pass, looking left. He's going to run out of time. Ball's on the ground. But the Blue Devils come up with it. Robert Quinn, they call him Elroy, came in and got the sack for a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, you're going to see Robert Quinn come in, but the reason he had time to get there, as you see him come around the edge, number 42, is because North Carolina played bump and run coverage, and it really disrupts the timing of this offense. Forced Thaddeus Lewis to hold on to the ball longer than he wanted to and allowed Quinn to get there for the sack.
Big 3rd down and 16 after that terrific kickoff return. Lewis looking, flags on the play, has his receiver well short of the first down. And we'll find out what the marker is. It's Connor Vernon who comes up and makes the stop. Charles Brown on the coverage. 8-yard pickup for the Blue Devils.
There is no foul on the play for too many men in the backfield.
Let that be a lesson to young players. Play through to the whistle.
Yeah.
Don't take a free one. But they still force the Blue Devils into a punting situation, so they waste that kickoff return out to the 40 by Connor Vernon. And now Duke is forced to punt it away back to Carolina.
And really, North Carolina defensively, they just came out and just manned up all over the field. And I don't think Duke was prepared for that.
Kevin Jones on to punt for the Blue Devils. Denoris Searcy back to receive. This is very short punt. And it'll go out of bounds around the 24, call it the 24-yard line. That's where the Tar Heels will take over. It's homecoming weekend at Chapel Hill, and the hometown Tar Heels are on top, 3-0, 9:30 to play in the first quarter.
We're cutting the cost of Yuletide, taking the bah humbug out of your budget, and amping up the merry in your Christmas. We're lowering prices on everything you need to make your home and the season more festive, adding more jingle to your pockets and more happy to your holidays. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Come in today and recycle any old Christmas lights, working or not, for $3 off energy-efficient LED lights.
Nothing says love like beef.
Try Chick-fil-A's Peppermint Chocolate Chip Milkshake, available only for the holidays.
If you're driving a car with a factory warranty that's expired or about to expire, stay tuned to learn how you can save thousands of dollars on car repairs with extended service coverage from U.S. Fidelis. It protects you after your manufacturer's warranty ends. It's affordable and it's customized just for you. You pick your own coverage amount, deductible, and payment plan. You even pick the repair shop, and the shop is paid directly, so you don't pay up front, then wait to be reimbursed. How much can you save? Plenty. It cost almost $2,700 to repair an engine, but the owner didn't pay a cent. The bill was covered 100%. It cost almost $4,000 to replace a transmission. All the owner paid was his $50 deductible. The choice is yours. You can pay your repair bills or have them covered through U.S. Fidelis.
To find out more, call 1-800-809-4023 for a free 5-minute quote. That's 1-800-809-4023. 1-800-809-4023. Call now.
The Big Ten is officially up for grabs with Iowa's loss earlier today. Number 16 Ohio State trying to capitalize. Their second possession of the day. Terrell Pryor shakes off a tackler, does it again, goes in from 7 out, 7-0 Buckeyes.
All right, thank you, Rob. Here at Chapel Hill, it's North Carolina on top 3-0 by way of a Casey Barth field goal on their opening drive. And T.J. Yates moving his way up the ladder. Only needed 6 passing yards to move into second place at UNC's all-time passing list. He comes out throwing again. This time he goes out to his main target. That's number 8, Greg Little, out to the outside. Little forced out of bounds by Katron Gainey. He picks up 2 yards. And we were talking during the break. If Sean Drone cannot come back, how does that affect the North Carolina attack?
Well, it affects him big time because he was their leading rusher. So now Ryan Houston is now their main rusher. But I think Greg Little now plays a much bigger role in this offense. He was already one of the mainstays, but I think he's now going to run the ball even more than he had in the past.
Second down and 7. Yates will hand it off to Houston. Houston finds a little bit of movement right there as Patrick Egbo comes up and makes a stop after a 3-yard pickup. As we take a look at our impact players first for North Carolina.
Well, now it's got to be Ryan Houston because they need to run the ball to stay balanced. And then defensively, Kendrick Burney's their best cover guy. Those guys in the back end are going to have their work cut out for them all day long trying to stop this Duke passing attack. But Kendrick Burney is playing very well in the back end.
So Ryan Houston, they put him now in the slot on 3rd down and 4. Yates out of the gun. Has his big target right across the middle, and that is called a 7-yard pickup because Zach Pianalto, who was stopped by Vinny Ray, the point I want to make is they needed 6. Yeah. He went a 7-yard route.
That's a veteran guy for you, a smart player, gets beyond the sticks, turns around, and now it's an easy throw. He's a big, tall guy, 6'4", 255, so he's a big target.
And TJ Yates continues to break records. Look at that. Just crossed into the 5,000-yard territory. Not a superstar, but efficient.
But steady, and has done that his entire career.
1st and 10 for the Tar Heels. Yates rolling to his left, coming back, has a man out of the backfield, and he was looking for Jay Boyd, and Jay Boyd was looking into the sun.
And if he can make this catch right here, he might still be running because Jay Boyd's the fastest guy on the field. A 10-3 guy, you see him coming in motion, and now he just runs that wheel route. He just continues down the field. You can see the ball, it just gets up in the air, not able to make that grab, but that would have been a huge gain for UNC.
Jay Boyd scoring on his very first collegiate reception against East Carolina, and we've got movement on both lines.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Kyle Jolly is called for that one, but they could have called the entire left side as they were all moving. So TJ Yates goes back to work. 7:55 to play here in the first quarter. Already ahead 3-0. This will bring up a 2nd down and 15 as Ryan Houston stays in the backfield. And now exits. Little on the carry, breaks a few tackles, able to pick up 4 yards. And Greg Little is one of those guys, as he is stopped by Katron Gainey. They said he's got to get a lot of touches.
Yeah, he does. He used to be a running back. Now he's a wide receiver, and it's kind of been both. So they hand him the ball, they throw it to him. He even throws some passes. So he's a guy, like I talked about earlier, that has to be a bigger role also. And now he'll kind of be that second running back to spell Houston at times.
3rd and 12 for the Tar Heels. Yates back to pass all kinds of time. Has his big tight end across the middle. And does he get enough for the 1st down? It looks like it, but the ball comes out. And